Shika, 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 shika.
Shaka, shaka.
Shaka, shaka.
Shika, shika.
Time to get this. Rolling ready.
Rolling a ready check. That's not roll for initiative, Shreds.
Okay.
Ow!
20.
I got a natural 1.
He jumped right into it.
You see, that's what happens once they get a surprise on you.
Yep.
But I rolled a 20.
On him, not you.
Oh,
Me.
shit.
I got a natural
Roll
1.
initiative. Thwack.
17. What the fuck? Where's my good bonus today?
Man, I really wish. There we go. There we go. Now it says I'm live. Okay. Thanks, Twitch.
What?
What? Okay. So.
Yes!
Calm.
Little Jonathan.
Calm.
Calm your tits.
So, last we left off, our group of trepidatious adventurers, having arrived in Ardwall, gone through the festival, participated in some games, and being framed for assisting a cult or organization of some sort, are now currently working for the town guard. Essentially, you guys are the town detectives for a month. Because there are a shortage of hands, but after a month's time, they will be getting more guards.
And then we will be free, maybe.
Possibly, depending. So far, you guys, along with your traveling...
Duck.
He's not a duck. In fact, he hasn't really been a duck except for like the first session you guys met him. And like one other
He's
time
a duck
after
in
that.
our hearts.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, you've been accompanied by the fairy dragon Cerilius and the war dragon. And you guys have very recently finished finding out what happened to the 12 missing females. One of the 5 current investigations that you guys are supposed to be working on. You found a certain self-proclaimed Lord, Gregorius, had a few of the described females working within his home. And upon investigation, you found underneath his home led to a plethora of awful underground areas, including but not limited to a drug den, a burial area, which was more or less just a body pit, and the slave cages. You guys were given 2 days off. It is currently the second day. You guys were in the midst of doing just a little bit of shopping. It's still early on in the day, and you guys are more than free to go back to your work, but you taking the day, Cerilius is accompanying you. So, Ronnie is currently busy making himself dinner, but I believe he was the one who wanted to purchase something, right?
I think we did that last session.
We did that last week, but are we still out and about at the store? Because this is actually kind of relevant now.
You guys are out and abouts.
Okay. I got a question. Last week, I recall that Shreds broke something, but I don't remember what.
Nothing.
What did he break?
He needed a replacement for his thieves' tools.
Yeah. Okay.
And also, as a note, you have not yet purchased anything.
Cool. I'm buying a set of thieves' tools.
Okay. It's 25 gold for a full
Okay.
set. Thankfully, he doesn't need the whole set. He just needs a couple of the little hammers.
I am buying the tool specifics that broke. That's what I'm looking for, bud.
Okay, that would be about 10 gold.
Okay. Nate, could you take that off the thing for me?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Alright,
you.
Character.
Do you wanted to buy, what was it, armor or a weapon?
I wanted to buy them, but as I thought about it over the week time, when I had... Uh-oh.
Wow, you died out there hard.
Yeah, that was really weird. Okay, yeah, no, I debated on it, and currently I'm going to pass at this time, as they do so little to benefit me, I don't see a reason. Oh my god.
Are you okay?
It's like an
friend?
average increase of 1 damage
Yeah, I don't see a reason to spend
because they're both a d6.
1. Yeah, pass.
Okay. So you guys procure the small tools needed, the replacement for Valeria's Thieves' Tools kit.
Thank you.
Yeah, I give them a nice speech about why I did it and how it's going to be.
It's going to help her in the long run, something along that lines.
Yeah, something. Well, thank you.
Is there any other going about towns you guys want to do, or?
Yeah.
Not right now.
Yeah, not now.
I mean, you guys technically have the rest of the day to yourselves, or you can just go back to the job. As a note, it has been... It's currently about 6 days. This is the 6th day of your internment, so it's not even been a week yet. Snacks for your squirrel. I mean,
Yeah, I was gonna keep an eye out for like if there's any sort of like general stores that might have like trail mixes.
I don't know.
That kind of stuff.
I don't know if you'd want a general. Well, no, I suppose a general store would sell rations and trail mix.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking that. I wouldn't think like necessarily a bakery or anything like that, just because they'd have baked goods. And I don't know if they want to sell me just
No, but there might be like a grocer,
true.
like a place that sells things in bulk.
Either one, whichever I can find first, and whichever I can find something in bigger bulk, just to keep my squirrel satisfied.
General store would probably be the easiest one to find, but you can roll, and depending on how high you get, we will see if you find a grocer or not.
Cool. What am I rolling?
This would be investigation.
Cool. Can I possibly get advantage of my squirrel also looking? Because
I'm going to say no, just because he would, immediately after smelling something, he'd just want to go.
he just darts off.
He'd end up leading you to the general store. So, and you end up at the general store anyway.
That's fine. It's fine.
They've got, general tools, different kits, healing kit, herbalism kits. They've got rations, trail foods.
Yeah, I'll look for trail foods that just have the stuff that Ratchetcha usually noms on, like nuts and seeds and that kind of thing.
Nuts, seeds, dry fruits. It's easy enough to find that kind of a mix. It's
Okay.
it's not expensive.
How big's the container per, like...
They're sold in like small 1 pound pouches, and they'd probably only be about 2 silver.
I'll buy 2, because my thought was, a pound should be enough for my squirrel. Wait.
He also he still has food hidden in your backpack, by the by.
I know.
From the Fae.
I just don't know how long that's going to last. It's 2 silver per?
Mm-hmm. So it'd be 4 silver for 2 pounds.
Alright.
Which is a considerable amount of nuts and berries.
Again, I'm trying to make sure his supply does not run out since he keeps on nomming on my dad's rations, and my dad's not around right now.
No.
Does anybody else want to do anything while you're here? Now would be the time to pick up like trail rations, toolkits, stuff like that.
I'm just gonna get some more food.
Also, how much are their healer's kits? 'Cause I don't think I have them.
Well, let me see how much a normal healer's kit would be, and I'll let you know.
Alright then.
As a reminder, there is currently a markup on certain things in town.
That's why I'm asking rather than checking the book.
Nope, that's animals and vehicles. Back one more. There we go. You wanted a healer's kit.
Just got a ration of McDonald's. That's great.
A McNugget ration.
The hell? Healer's kit is not listed in the tools section. That's great. Ain't that just wonderful?
Boy, that's wonderful.
Healer's kit. Okay, generally 5 gold, so you'd probably get it for about... They're probably charging double right now. You can try and talk down the price if you want.
Yeah. I'll
Because 10
see
gold
if
is
I
a lot.
can. 12 gold is a lot.
No, 10. It's double.
Oh, it's 10. I thought you said it was 6 for some reason. My brain. Poof.
Poof brain.
Poof.
Yeah, because I want to buy more than one. Intending to buy more than one, if
They
I could.
only have like 3 in stock right now. A lot of people were kind of hurt very recently.
Yeah. I want to see what I can bring it down by just coming in with the 2 purchases of the trail mix and 2 healers kits. And they'll probably tell me it's 24 by that. If I'm doing my math correctly.
It'd be 20 gold and 4 silver.
20 gold and 4 silver. Okay. I don't know how to haggle. Aside from just being like,
But your parents are merchants.
I know my parents are merchants. I don't know how to haggle. I'm trying to think of this. Well, I might use that. Just like, is there any possible way you could bring it down just a smidge?
Go ahead and roll persuasion.
Okay, cool. Maybe it'll have mercy on me. Okay, that's not the worst.
For the 2, she's not. This is a probably middle-aged female. She's like in her 50s, getting up on into her 60s or so. She's in love with Rachicha, so she's giving you half of the nuts, the trail mix, free.
Okay.
And she'll knock the 20 gold down to 15.
Okay, that's more handleable.
So it's 15 gold, 2 silver.
Cool. I'm making the adjustments right now. So I have 2 healers kits now, and yes, I will move them over with the compendium. Don't worry. Yeah, that'll be 14. Nope, 14 gold left over. Cool. That way, in case any of us go down in battle and somebody is out of spell slots.
Yeah, somebody.
You guys have a caster and a 3rd caster, and that's it. So.
Why do you think I'm buying healers?
But it's also a low magic campaign. So. If nobody else wants to purchase anything, you guys still have a decent amount of the day left. It's not even noon yet.
Noon.
And Ceruleus is still accompanying you.
I mean, that was a given. Okay. Anything else we want to do, guys? Anything else we want to see?
Not really.
Maybe get a leg up on anything we want to try and do tomorrow, or get an idea of what we want to do tomorrow. We've still got Kayla's murder to deal with, and I don't know about you guys, but we kind of suck at investigating.
Don't we have to follow that John guy?
That's our theory, is he's got something to do with it, but we need proof. We need the proofiest of proofs.
Who's that drunk guy who threw the girl into the bar?
Who's the guy who threw Hayla in the bar? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Hayla died. Yeah, according to one of ours memory, or one of our guesses, it was John.
3 of you.
Yeah, 3 of us.
Abyss and Valeria showed up in the alleyway and saw him, and then you were just outside of his room when this happened.
Mm-hmm. I just know he did the room with her. And then his buddies showed up, and one of them grabbed me and tried to throw me out the window.
Mm-hmm. Did throw you out, but you have wings.
Yeah, I don't go splat.
Decapitated.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
she was decapitated. Otherwise, that would have been a somewhat survivable fall. It was just between the blunt damage of being thrown into the wall and the head getting sliced.
Yes.
Anyway.
Moving right along.
She could have held it like she held that guy's face.
If she had survived the fall, yes, she could have healed herself. But she did
That's
not
what I meant.
survive the fall.
That's what I meant, man.
But yeah, if we have any plan of attack on that, the only thing I have to think of is going back to Gregory. How do you pronounce that name?
Gregorius.
Gregorius, thank you. I wanted to say Gregorio, but I'm like, that does not sound right. Yeah, so Gregorius plays
the father from Spy Kids.
That would explain why it's in my brain. Sorry.
Have
Anyways.
you been watching Spy Kids?
No,
No!
but I love Spy Kids. Except for the last one. The last one was, yeah.
The third one was good.
You think the DM stays in heaven, but because he fears the people he plays with?
Yes.
Yes! Hell yes! Doesn't help that a lot of D&D memes also fall in with Spy Kids memes, just saying.
I mean, you guys also, to be fair, you guys are not, I'm not scared of you guys in the slightest. You can't even do detective work.
Nope.
And that's me speaking to you out of your characters. In characters, some of you should actually be pretty good at this. But yeah, that was the whole point. That was the whole point in starting up the new campaign. Is things have consequences. Things are serious now.
There's a key word there. Should.
Or
I'll do a word should.
Or characters die.
True.
Or characters, get arrested.
Shut up.
Several characters
twice.
get arrested.
Some of you get arrested multiple times. Anyway.
That's what we're talking about.
But yeah, there is definitely the option, as you said, to go back to Gregorius's house. That was, you guys were allowed to re-enter the estate.
Even dubious, but there's nothing left for us there. I'm pretty sure everything would have been confiscated at this point.
Yeah, most
Maybe there's something they missed.
anything, so long as it was easy to find. Thankfully, you guys did find that room of his.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also the tunnels we found.
Oh, those are just the sewers.
Is it possible they lead to other places? Maybe we can find John.
I mean, it's the sewers. Have you tried to find a rat in the sewers?
Maybe not a rat, but just squirrels there.
I looked at Ratchetcha. What do you think about looking in the sewers?
Gross.
Yeah, I thought so. I'd pat his head.
If you wish to go back to the manor, I don't care what we do.
I mean, if anybody has a better idea, I'm all ears.
If
and
anyone has
horns.
any ideas,
I had one. I've had one good idea as of late.
I have an idea.
What?
I whip out my flute and play a sad song.
A bat song?
and you had a bad day. You're taking one down,
He had a bad day. He had a bad day.
You sing a sad song.
and you turn it around.
I was gonna say, and
Sad
flip
song.
upside down. Because the copywriting, but
Hey man, we
Moving
didn't
along.
sing it.
Moving along. So,
moving
if you
right
have any
along.
other ideas besides that, I'm all ears and horns.
I imagine a lot of their funeral services will be done after this week.
I think that would be the
It's
best
true.
time to get down to see John.
Or see if we can find anything on him without him knowing.
Wouldn't it be better to find out something on him when he's busy?
That's what I meant. That's actually what I meant.
Okay. I thought you meant it. Oh man, once he's done with all these funerals, it'll be so easy to stalk him. Which it would be
That's
true,
what I
but
mean.
because he
It's like it'd be better to do it when he's not, when he doesn't notice, i.e., when he's busy.
If only you guys knew
I
where he
mean-
lived.
I don't know.
That was Cerilius.
I know. Oh, we know where he works. Well, she turns to Valeria. You're a sneaky person, aren't you? Generally speaking.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yes.
Yeah.
I like how this is answering for you. Yes, she's sneaky.
It's Aurelius. You
Huh?
can just turn into just about anything, right?
I mean, I can just do this, and Cerilius goes invisible.
Even better. And you have to be with us if we leave the barracks.
I have to be with any
What?
of you who leaves, unless you get a guard to go with you, yeah.
Precisely. The rest of us could maybe try and come up with a plan. Why don't you two tail John tonight and see if we can figure out where he lives? Come back to the barracks, and then we formulate more of a plan. Eh?
Have we even seen
Yeah.
John after the incident?
You
I
have.
almost want to say we have.
I have.
Yeah.
Or you mean after the town was attacked?
Yeah.
Oh, no. You guys have seen Delvin and Benjamin.
So we don't even know where he could be.
I mean, he's a funeral person.
Well, do we know where anyone could be, Cerilius?
What?
Do you know where is he the mortician?
He and Benjamin are the morticians. Delvin runs the graveyard. This is known information. You guys know this.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I've just forgotten. Well, do you know where he could be?
I mean, the back of the Raven Queen's temple, like usual. That's the mortician's office.
All right. I guess we'll go. Gods might be kind of suspicious of me being around there after me trying to get in by myself. But
All of the guards are well aware that you guys are doing this work. As long as you're not doing anything that is completely illegal, they should ignore you.
Hey, hang on. Does anybody remember how much that ring was from Bobble?
did we get the ring? No,
The
we got
colored
bracelet.
No, I don't think we got the ring, but does anyone remember how much it cost?
I think it was around 75.
God motherfucking damn it.
The
It was gonna be like you could turn
one
a
that
different
changes
color
your
that's
color.
not nearly as
It
that's
only
not nearly
changes
as
my
like
color.
vibrant as red.
Yes, correct. It will only change your color once to, well, not once, but it'll only change you to one color.
I've never said a color though, so.
Yeah, it was me that did it, and I was the one who turned red.
And bubbles.
That was my thought of like, oh, we could get that, but God
Is
damn
it
it.
25 or 75?
It was supposed to be relatively cheap, so it was probably 25.
If it's only 25, I can pay for it.
We should get that.
It's generally very little reuse, but I mean, hey, it's something.
Yeah.
As a note, it changes your skin and hair colors, but your clothes stay the same. Your appearance
Just
still
turn
stays
black,
the same.
and then everything matches.
Stripes in my hair?
Hey!
Maybe she can lend it to us.
Sorry, I dropped something.
I mean, what time is it now? Pretty early in the day.
Yeah, it's still morning.
Let's go to Bobbles and make sure that ring didn't get nabbed because you could blend in. I mean, you already wear black, don't you? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's black.
Just making sure, because I know the icon makes it look like you're wearing black. So it's like you could just be a black tiefling, and then it helps you stealth. I don't know. I'm so weird.
Me, I am tiefling.
You were talking about Valeria.
Yes.
Because Valeria is supposed to do the sneaky sneak, so
I both
Amartia
said
is
sneak.
just pulling shit out of her ass because nobody is coming up with other ideas.
I can also sneak if, like, you need backup.
2 might be at the most be the best idea. I know I am about as sneaky as a bull in a china shop. So, not me. What? Definitely no. No, you're staying with us. You're not going up.
I can sex them up.
As a
No.
note, almost all of the ladies of the night that were taken were found in the body dump.
I figured.
They were not slaves.
Gross.
And he is known to be exceedingly rough with his partners, Lorelei. You may not survive that encounter.
Lorelei likes it rough.
Oh, shush.
Ugh.
There's a child in the
It's
presence.
not even...
She's in the other room, but...
No,
Shreds is talking about himself.
I was talking about...
He's referencing Amartia's age.
Oh, me. Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
You guys already took her to the red light district. It's too late.
I know.
not only took her to the red light district, but also did things.
In
Right
her
in front of her.
presence.
Yeah. No.
A large chunk of Martia's innocence has been completely destroyed during this beginning few sessions.
Yeah.
She's been
Thankfully, my alignment
arrested
was not shifted
twice.
Just
I mean, I can still be... Okay. Yeah, she's more neutral good than anything.
Anyway,
Sure.
so unless anybody else has any bright ideas, Abyss and Valeria, well, all of you have to head back to the barracks, and then Abyss and Valeria, you guys are being accompanied by Ceruleus.
invisible, so Larry.
Did we really want to quickly get that ring, or...
It's up to you guys.
Abyss can afford it, but it's up to you guys if you want it.
I just wanted to double check before we forget and then go, oh fuck, we forgot.
Again, you guys can get it if Abyss will pay for it.
I mean, since nobody's saying yes, then meh. I don't think it'll actually do anything for stealth. I was just, again, that was a Martia being like, oh hey, maybe this'll help, because I have no idea how stealthing works!
I have no idea how to be sneaky.
I mean, she can't be sneaky! She's
Okay,
not-
so Abyss and Valeria, you guys, where are you heading?
Well, do you want the ring?
Not really.
All right, I guess we'll be scouting around then.
Scouting around where?
The Raven Queen?
Okay, I was gonna say
Church?
you gotta be specific because it sounded a lot like, oh, we're just gonna go around town.
Go around town.
Going around that town.
What the?
Exactly.
I agree.
All right, so you gonna be sneaky about it or no?
Let's say yes.
Yes, I need stealth checks from the both of you, as well as a roll to see what sort of this gets.
Oh,
17, okay. Plus, yeah, okay. So as you guys approach, you make your way towards the front of the back of the temple.
Back.
I like both options.
Listen, you're not here. Shush. With your
so you
pervertedness.
slip into the side street. It's not really quite an alley. It's not narrow enough to be an alleyway. Slip into the side street that leads behind the temple. There is the door on the back that is currently propped open.
We could get Cerilius to peek in.
While he's capable of appearing smaller, he's still decently large.
I thought he was invisible.
That doesn't make him smaller. The door is like barely propped open. We're talking like a pencil
How
in the
big is-
doorway.
How big is Cerilius?
He's
like,
the size of an adult human's chest. He is a large. Well, he's considered a.
medium size.
No, you guys are medium. Your characters are medium in size. Yeah, he would be considered between small and tiny. Closer to small at this point, at this age.
Okay.
Yeah, but cats also count as tiny, so there's a weird distinction.
No.
So yeah,
Well, I guess
for
cats
this
could be-
instance, I would say he's small.
Does he have dark vision?
I believe so.
Could he get close enough to peer in through the crack?
Again, we're talking like pencil in the door amount of space.
Oh.
There's not a whole lot of room. Fairy dragons are considered tiny.
Okay.
He does have dark vision.
Okay.
If you guys
Either we
want
could-
Cerilius to try and, sneak a peek, he can try. As a note, it might go very poorly.
That's what I'm thinking.
Also, as a note, he's with you because he has to be, but you have no idea where he is. Because, yeah, he got a 24 on his stealth. Yikes-eronies.
I know. Abyss, what do you think we should do?
Hmm.
You guys having this discussion in hushed tones
Yes.
away from the door?
Yes.
Away from the door.
Yes.
Okay.
We're not like. I wouldn't say we were right up on it.
And you guys are like tucked in a corner.
Yeah.
So essentially you've gone past the temple a little ways to like the small little gap between it and the next temple.
Right. We caught a glimpse of the door being cracked, and we're just waiting there,
Mm-hmm.
having this conversation.
Back door.
That is the back door.
Ah. Hmm. And said it's empty, or would it be guarded? Like, is there any signs of noise or lights
Well,
like the cracked door?
It's still daytime, so you wouldn't really necessarily see light leaking out, but I mean there is if you looked at the crack you would have noticed that there is light inside. It's a mortician, not a oh god, Undercroft.
Undercroft?
Yeah, built-in like area where they bury people.
Oh, okay.
There are lights. There are people working in there, presumably, so there needs to be lights. So, as you guys are contemplating what to do, the door creaks and comes open. And then coming around the corner and into the alley and past into the doorway, closing it behind him, is Dervin. Dervin being the taller, bulkier of the two brothers, the slightly dim one.
Dim-witted. Well, there goes that.
They're in there. Is the
We
door
know one
locked?
of them are in there.
If you go up and try the door, it is currently locked, yes.
Hmm.
When you get closer to the door, you do see just around the corner next to the temple, now there is a cart, an empty cart.
Just
Oh.
an empty cart.
It's the same one that Dervin was using when he was transporting bodies last time.
Cart.
And
It's empty.
very shortly after you try to check the door and notice this cart, you hear the door opening again, skitter back to that corner, and out comes Dervin with a large casket.
Ah. Didn't work.
I guess they're having a funeral nearby.
As he is bringing the casket out, he sets it down into his cart, and when he goes back towards the door, he looks directly at you, Valeria.
But I'm in the alley.
Yeah. So as he's going back towards the door that is in that alley, he sees you.
Okay.
And he looks directly at you.
I do not notice him on purpose.
So you're looking away.
Yeah, I'm not looking in his general direction.
You don't make eye contact.
Okay, you do see that he definitely acknowledges that you're there, and he kind of like squints in your direction and goes back inside and closes the door behind him again.
Well, I've definitely blown my cover.
What to do?
What are you
Well,
doing?
he saw me.
What are you doing?
Do you happen to have a crowbar?
Oh, let me see.
I just start walking down the alley,
Yes,
Towards.
I have a crowbar.
the sewer grate that I went into last
so
time.
away from the temple.
Yes,
Okay.
he noticed me.
All right, so you start walking away. Abyss, are you following?
Yeah.
I assume so.
All
That's
right.
why I asked if she had the crowbar.
So she hands you a crowbar, and you start making your way down the alley. They're about a decent ways away. This is the exact same entrance that you went into last time.
I go to pry open the gate. Great.
It's not a grate. It's a manhole cover.
Alright, yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay. It's not hard. Same as. I won't
Last
even
time.
need a strength check because you have a crowbar this time. So between the two of you, it's easy enough. Roll. One of you make a sleight of hand check. Whoever does
What's
it
your
first.
sleight of hand? Okay.
Okay. It's it's as quiet as a manhole cover can be. You guys managed to open it up, climb inside, and close it back up. The both of you would have noticed that Dervin does come back out of the place again with another casket. Still notices you, sees that you've gone away. He wouldn't have seen you getting in because he would have been inside at that point.
That's good.
So you guys are now in the exact same maze part of the sewers that you were in before, Valeria.
And there's not a opening close to that street, is there? I can't remember.
There are gratings that open up into the street. There's also the grate that opens into that building.
Right.
There is a grate, a fairly large grate where blood occasionally drips down.
Is there one close to where the cart is parked?
You right around there. You wouldn't be able to see it from the grate though.
But we could hear the cart moving if it was too.
If one of you was like ear right up to it, maybe.
It's still daylight.
There is still the noise of the city. It's probably a little past noon at this point, so people are out and about.
I was gonna say we could go nearby and wait to hear him leave. But again, the city, like you said,
So what
I'm
you
thinking.
doing? I'm
Do
going
you
to
have
go
any
ahead and assume
input?
that you are over in that general area. So you're in the part where the sewer opens up.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we could wait here and see if we can either hear or watch him leave. Then maybe follow. I'm not quite sure at the moment.
What are you hoping to learn?
I'm just waiting for him to leave.
Yeah, but you said you could follow him. Are you guys trying to find information on John, or are you just trying to find information? What are you hoping to gain out of this?
Information about John.
Then
Right.
following him would be a useless endeavor from your point of view. Dervin is definitely related to John in some manner. He works with him, but following him right now you don't feel would help you in the slightest.
Okay.
And not to
Okay.
mention, you guys have already followed him once. You know where he's going, the graveyard.
Hmm.
So we're waiting for him to leave then.
All right. Both of you make perception checks. What I'm being called for. I'll be right back.
Okay. What do you think we should do? Because I am drawing a blank. Shit. Huh? What? I heard glute.
What about glutes? Gotta use your glutes.
That's what I heard her say. But that's probably not anything what she said.
Inside. Wait.
I mean, have you
Do I-
guys John's left?
La, 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 la.
I thought we were using the crowbar to open the door.
No, you used the crowbar to get into the sewer.
Yeah, we used the crowbar to get to the sewer because I was noticed. So I had a feeling it's...
Okay. Not super great on perception. Abyss, you do, from the grate outside, you do hear carts, plural.
People work. There's at least more than 3 people working at this morgue.
There are 3 people that you know of that... There are 2 people who work in the morgue that you know of. John and one of the Solus brothers, Benjamin.
Okay, so that means we have to have at least...
to pick up bodies.
Oh.
Pick a body, anybody.
To pick
Yeah,
up
we have to...
bodies.
I know. Making funny, haha.
Haha, joke.
No, but seriously, pick anybody that you need. I need to get these out of here. How long would you say we should wait down here? Abyss.
A few rounds of the body taking, so we know the path of how it goes and how long it takes. And then we can try to sneak a plan on that time.
Well, do you remember how many caskets he had in there before?
Lufia was the one who spotted him last time.
Ah, shit. Lufia! You go. Just summoning Helm.
Just appears out of fucking nowhere, you called.
He the sound of my noise. You summon the cooking.
You've summoned the cooking wolf.
Cooking wolf.
Ow.
How do you set
How
a big
delicious.
spatula in a pan together?
So you guys are gonna. How long are you gonna wait down in the sewers?
I have a feeling this is going nowhere.
So fast.
You gonna wait there 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30, an hour, 2 hours? How long?
A miss.
10 minutes would be good.
10
Okay.
minutes? Okay, so you guys wait 10 minutes. Now what?
Why can I not
Fucking-
think tonight? Hey, myself.
Something.
Something.
High noon.
God.
Newt.
Yep.
It is afternoon at this point, by the by. So the rest of you are all probably having, like, tea and lunch in the barracks.
Mm-hmm.
And Lorelai's flute of inspiration, apparently.
And don't you forget it.
Don't forget, Lorelai, you also have that song you still haven't played.
That you were wanting to play.
Oh Lord.
Song?
Peter's
The
song.
one the skater gave you.
From the Fae.
But are we gonna sing?
You guys are in the barracks.
What?
Is
Yeah.
it safe?
I mean,
Uh,
you're in the barracks. It's you.
It's still there.
It's
Safe as we
you,
can be.
Lufir, Amartia, Rachacha, and like 2 guards who are, sitting around in the barracks because
which
someone
means
has
I'm
to be
in
present.
the middle. A giant meteor to fall on the place. Yeah, no, thank you.
I mean, that'd be one way of getting us out of being
Yeah,
more of a
dead.
dude.
yeah, just dying.
Yeah, you guys had the option of making new characters, though, and that's not the path that we chose, so...
I know. I'm aware.
Okay, so you want to take a peek? Like, just lift up the grate a little bit. See if you can peek
It's
out.
like 15 feet.
Wow.
No, not that grate.
You're gonna go lift the manhole
Yes, the manhole.
back in where you guys came in? Yeah, you walk
Yeah.
back to the manhole and climb up the ladder.
I'm not doing the peeking because he noticed me.
Okay,
I asked her
Abyss
if
is
she
gonna...
wanted to do the peek.
Do you want to climb up the ladder and peek out the manhole?
Let's see if the cart is still there.
Yeah.
Great, so I need 2 rolls from you. Another sleight of hand check, and then perception. Okay, managed to lift up the grate without any noise, really, and take a peek. And you kind of wait for a little bit. About a minute or so goes by, and you don't see him appear at all, Dervin.
Mm.
Turns out he's behind us.
Into a sewer.
Well, what do you see?
I don't think so.
Yeah, you don't really see anything.
It's not a good idea.
Probably not, but I just knew he saw me. I didn't think it would be good for us to stand about just in case.
Escape without him seeing us. Probably think about this later? Wait, not like think about this later, but I mean like figure out a little bit later.
figure out which would be the best approach.
Yes.
Okay, so what are you guys doing for now? Because you're still in a sewer.
I guess we're climbing out.
Probably get out of the sewer.
Yeah.
Okay, so you just climb out of the sewer, put the manhole cover back. Now what?
Yeah.
In the barracks with the.
You gotta go back to the barracks?
We have accomplished.
What's to do right now?
Because you've accomplished
know.
literally nothing.
I know.
You came here to see if you could find John. You saw Dervin, he noticed you, and you were like, fuck, we're done. Leave.
10 minutes in a sewer.
I'm mad. That decision.
Do something.
The party sent
We don't
you
know what to
here
do.
to find information.
Found information that he works with Dervin.
That was
We already
information.
knew that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wanna go stand back out then.
I don't know what you just said.
You want to go stand back at the entrance of the alley? Get spotted again. Alright. I guess we do that.
A little stealth.
Maybe I'll be better this time. And
Okay, so you guys walk back towards the end of the alley. You get to the door that's behind the Raven Queen Temple, and you get to the part where the alley meets this regular part of the street. You don't see any sign of his cart.
Okay.
do we notice if the
Abyss
door's
accidentally
cracked?
walks into the street and starts rounding the corner, not realizing that she was supposed to stop.
Abyss.
Bye-bye.
Dervin's not around, but plenty of people have just noticed the both of you now.
Where are you going? You know I don't know my way around town.
Downtown either.
I was trying to play that off.
You guys are at the door.
Alright. Hello, I'm being called. On Facebook? Hello? Oh, okay, well, is the door cracked?
Is the door cracked? No, it is currently closed.
Closed. Can we listen in through the door? Like,
Make a perception check.
not like, obviously, but
No. You have to put your ear right up against the door or not at all.
shit. Okay. Perception?
Yeah. You listen through the door. And Abyss comes up and puts her head right behind yours and listens through the door. Both of you do hear the sound of metal hitting wood, and occasionally you do hear just a loud thump. And because you rolled high enough, you would also hear the sound of a roaring fire and a hinged iron door opening, the sound of the fire getting louder, and then a few seconds later closing, and the firing noise gets quieter.
Station.
As far as what it sounds like two people are inside. And yes, it does sound like someone is currently operating some kind of cremation furnace.
Well, it sounds like John could be in there.
You guys would both also know that John and Benjamin are the two morticians here. So if there are two people inside, one of them's doing, it sounds like body work, and the other one's doing the cremation. It sounds like they're both in there.
Well, listen, the guy could have just moved his cart and then went back in. I don't know. Again, I can't think.
You didn't notice the cart anywhere. Abyss literally walked into the road, did not notice the cart anywhere.
Well, they're both in there. I mean, we could just... No. The only thing we could possibly do is just wait around until they get off.
Yeah.
You guys want to go find a hidey hole that's within view of the door? That isn't in the sewers?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
There
Nothing,
is
Mardia.
There is an alleyway across the way. You guys could post up in there. You could attempt to make a hiding spot if you wanted to go procure a crate or a barrel of some kind.
A box.
Make
We
a
stealth
make
it
a
like Snake.
a stakeout.
Well, do you want to go in that alley or try to find something to
Yeah.
hide in?
Okay, you guys go over to the alley across the road. Go ahead and make stealth checks again. See how good of a hiding place you find. So you both
Good
end up
job.
wedging into this corner. And as you're both kind of hiding there, you get a couple of odd looks from passerbys. It makes you realize probably not a very good spot.
Is there any empty crates around? Like we could
Make a
notice.
perception check. There are some smallish crates that you might be able to contort yourself to fit into, or you could just go get one.
I don't have money.
You don't notice anything that's quite large enough to stay in comfortably for a stakeout.
Well, this spot was quite shite, and I don't have money, so can't really buy something to hide in. You're not with us.
How do we find him?
No, I'm at Lorelei.
Oh, I was just clicking buttons.
Oh, okay.
You do know they're kind of heavy, but you could probably go back to that general store and procure some barrels.
Just roll some barrels around the street.
I mean, unless you got something you want to do. You guys have already been
No.
spotted by just random locals walking by.
Nothing
We
to
do
see
the
here, just a
barrels.
barrel.
I did take the 10 gold out.
Well, do you have any money?
Some money.
We could probably go get some barrels or something from that general store.
Okay.
All right, you guys make your way back towards the general store. Arrive. It's the same aged female behind the counter. Cardboard does not exist.
Colonel.
Colonel.
You guys arrive
Colonel.
at the general store.
Okay.
The
How much would a
Go
We
ahead.
go inside.
You're already inside.
Oh.
No, I
But I
made
didn't
you
get a
stop
greeting.
on the outside. Oh, yeah, she greets you when you walk in. The middle-aged human female.
Was she going to say something?
Abyss was going to ask how much the barrels are.
Okay.
Barrels would be 3 gold each.
Yeah.
So for 2 barrels, which are
Gold.
yeah, it would be 6 gold, and they're like, again, not super comfortable for someone of your size, but it's certainly doable, much more so than the crates that Valeria spotted.
Hmm.
You gonna buy the barrels, Abyss?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys now have a barrel each. They weigh 70 pounds.
What am I doing with my life?
I have lost all control of my life.
With these barrels, right?
What?
We're gonna hide inside these barrels.
Yeah, that was the idea. You guys were to stake out from the
Yeah.
other alley inside of these barrels.
It's just going
All
to be
right.
a bit odd to see people just climbing into barrels. But, yes.
So, go ahead and add a barrel to your character sheet. As I said, it weighs 70 pounds.
I'm over encumbered, I can already tell.
Barrel!
Maybe. Your carry weight's pretty decent with a 14 in strength.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Yeah, so the 2 of you start walking through town, each carrying a large barrel. And it because these are, sizes enough for you to at least get crouched into, they're pretty big. You guys look pretty odd. A couple of persons come along offering to help carry your barrels for you. Some teenage kid comes up and tries to offer to help carry as you guys are making your way through town. I'm gonna need both of you to make stealth checks to try and avoid people while you set up these barrels.
It's not gonna happen.
Finally.
Oh, it might happen.
You guys managed to set up the barrels and get yourselves inside without being noticed.
Thank God.
But entering the alley from a different area and making your way down, you avoid most of people's sight as you set up. Probably about pretty decent, like 60 feet away from the door. You both crouch down inside and get ready for a long wait.
Very long wait.
Yeah.
So the two of you are crouched in your barrels with the lids just kind of propped up a little bit so that you can see, or you can attempt to carve a hole for it to look through. But you're going to be staking out for a while, so what's everybody else doing?
Yeah, what's everybody else
Back
doing?
at the barracks, so Martia,
Please.
Lorelei, and Lufir.
Please take it off with us, please.
I wonder how they are doing it. Whatever they're going to do.
It's probably been like a decent hour for you guys at this point.
Well, the fact they're not back here, maybe that means they'll found something. I'm already being especially optimistic.
Sad flute noise.
Sad.
I am with Lorelei on this one.
Well, it's not like we can leave unless we can convince a guard to go with us, so we can't exactly check on them.
And I can't even cook.
Actually, I looked at Ratchet. Can you possibly? Do you remember where that funeral place he is?
You get the sense Ratchachuk is kind of like confused. He's not the smartest.
Like, huh? Yeah, I know he's not smart. I try to give him the image of the front of the temple. Do you think he could get back there if you tried? I know he's
Does
not
like a
the
small
smartest.
squirrel shrug.
Can you try, and can I trust that you'll come back here?
You get the sense that if there's something in it for him, sure. Basically, he just wants some nuts when he gets back.
Yes, that was a given.
I mean,
Yes.
You can
I
try.
will. Okay, I'm gonna try and send him off to check on them.
Great. Make a.
It's the best I can do.
It's an investigation check usually to find a building, so.
Yeah.
Intelligence check for your squirrel.
I know.
I believe in you.
At best, it'll be a 16.
You can guide your squirrel on the way when he's on
I
his
can't get my squirrel on the way.
when
Cool.
he's leaving.
Fucking doing that.
You're gonna need it.
Oh,
I
mother of
told
God.
you.
I figured if I could, I was going to do it. Oh, mother of fuck. What is
Okay.
with my guidance and one?
So Rechicha heads on out of the barracks. And he gets to a point where you no longer feel his thoughts. And he's just gone. He'll be back eventually.
Yeah.
Or he won't.
He'll be back eventually either way.
He'll be back.
So
If I have to poop him back here, I will.
You've sent your squirrel off. What are you guys doing now?
Well,
Lorelei's making
that's what I
sad flute
do.
sounds.
Dude.
Doot 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 doot.
hey, Lufir,
Yes.
can I ask a potentially personal question?
Is it about the wolf thing?
Yes, it's about the wolf
There
thing.
are two guards
Go
with you.
ahead. In present company, I don't think it's the best of times.
You guys can go back to the room that you guys are using if you would like to get away from their ears.
Yes.
Frankly, I actually thought we were back at the room, but hey.
I would like that.
Alright. Gestures. Shall we then?
Does the Lorelei want to join us?
Yeah,
Come on,
I'm
we
bored.
want to learn about the pork.
There you go.
They're agreeing flute noises.
Ta-da-da!
It sounds like da-da-da.
I should start making stuff like that.
Okay, so the three of you head back to your quarters.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay,
So about the pork.
ask away.
Why?
Pork.
Do you want the short answer or the complicated one?
I mean, looks at what time it is, roughly. Think we've got time.
Do you
I mean,
know what
unless you
the...
have a hot date or something. Which, oh wait,
I'm not allowed to cook, so there's no spice for me.
You still have your spice pouch, though.
No, but I can't cook. Long story short, the, would the term blood hunter mean anything to you?
I don't know. Does it?
Probably not.
Should I
So-
roll just in case?
Make a history check.
Yeah. Because with guidance, why not? Trying to think this out. Like, do I do this?
Unfortunately, this is mostly a you trying to recall things you've heard. So, because you're not very book read.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I mean, it's not, that wasn't a total womp, but still probably not enough.
No, unfortunately.
Okay. No, never heard of it before.
So, this is very complicated to try and explain to you. There are these orders, sects, you'd call it, in the blood hunter schools. I guess would be the best way to put it.
Mhm.
I chose the way of the lichen, the order of the lichen.
Okay.
You are disgusting. Basically, each order has their own peculiar ways of fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is a were form. There could have been different choices, but I chose the wolf.
Isn't that dangerous, though? Lycanthropy?
It can be. It can be. And I've already seen and things are different. I smell things I don't want to smell.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
And Lorelai stinks all the time.
I go
Being part succubus, Lorelai would have a noticeable different smell to you, Luffy. But she doesn't, like, she bathes.
Yeah,
You
she goes and
you
runs
could
right up
probably
into
tell the difference in scents between most of your party members.
You smell like sin and bad choices.
It just stinks like, please.
You smell like back alley number 45.
Armpit slam into his face. Okay, so Luffy or Lorelai comes up and shoves her armpit in your face.
What the fuck is even that?
Uh,
Make a wisdom save.
Oh god.
Oh my lord.
I mean, at least I'm not wolfed out this time. Wisdom. Oh man, make me do wisdom stuff.
Okay. Her scent is stuck in your nose for a few minutes, but eventually it goes away after you shove some spices in there.
There's the paprika that helps all the things.
Nah, it was probably cinnamon.
Ah!
Not you wouldn't have like shoved ground cinnamon in your nose. I'm talking about holding like cinnamon sticks. You nut.
I'd do it.
I don't
if
doubt
so,
that you would snort
D&D
cinnamon.
version.
No, just
wouldn't be the first time.
you would use the cinnamon stick like a one of those
Smelling salt.
snap open things. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the transformation was difficult. The room got trashed. And you saw when it happened. I woke up the one morning with new clothing and the bed.
Yeah, what was that? What happened there?
Nicholas mentioned dreams. I'm not sure of it yet, but I'm pretty sure I ate my pillow.
Pillows aren't food though.
Tell it to the wolf.
Anything's
There's something
food when you're
cracking.
hungry enough.
Yeah, but
But
indigestion.
look, the best thing I can
hasn't
say
gone
is
to the bathroom in 2 days.
what?
Oh, shit, man.
I'm afraid it's gonna come out in the pillowcase. Could you tell me what
You
the
do
thread
that or it's
count
gonna go in your throat.
Could you tell me
Anyways.
Could you tell me the thread count of poop? I mean, the transformation can be bad, but that is why I said for you guys to stay away from me. I was
Yeah,
doing my best,
that's fair, I guess.
and I don't
No.
think Lorelei's flute playing can soothe the savage beast.
I mean, I feel more like it'd be riling it up more than soothing it.
I would agree. But does that answer your questions? Or do you have more?
You're
More
still
just
you're in the barrel.
Any of this.
You
Do
don't hear
something.
any of this. You and Valeria both don't hear it.
We don't hear.
Yeah, we'll learn
Yeah.
about it later.
She's just kind of looking very confused and she's like, but why?
Some of what he's saying would be known to you, Valeria, to like a small extent. You would know what a blood hunter is.
Yes.
You were unfortunately aware of what a rare creature is, although you wouldn't have any knowledge of like the dreams or anything like that, because your foster father was and is generally in pretty good control.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen him?
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
I
Anyways,
have.
she asks, why join that sort of an order? Especially if
Well,
it turned into, like, a monster.
some of these things don't really have an answer for. I'd sometimes see it as a monster. A means to an end, sure. It's power, it's ability. The strength is very nice. But I
Yeah.
don't see it as a monster.
Aren't you worried about, losing your humanity and whatnot?
Yeah, I am in hell.
I was neutral. He doesn't have much humanity left.
Not really. Like I said, I don't see it as a monster. I see it as an opportunity. And
As long as it
now,
doesn't bite you in the ass, I guess.
hopefully I won't be chewing on my own ass later.
I mean, you already ate your pillow, so...
Let's not talk about that. Honestly, I'm actually a little excited. The enhanced smelling, the hearing, the sight. It's going to help me sniff out, amazing ingredients later.
Okay, how about sniffing out our murder first?
I'm sorry, I can smell cinnamon and sin right now.
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
I live in an
Don't you
anemone.
smell?
In an anemone. Don't hurt yourself.
Don't
It's
do
too
it. Don't you dare do it.
Yes, exactly. You smell synonyms.
What is a synonym for fear?
I like Cinnabon.
Terror.
There we go.
Wait,
But if you have any more questions, feel free to ask. would like to keep this somewhat not public knowledge.
I mean, why would I want to tell anybody?
I don't
Especially
know.
since I'm supposed to be working with you lot.
You also have a very good sense of moral dignity, and if you feel that somebody might be in danger, you might warn them.
I mean, it's
Thank
a
you.
little different from actually doing something illegal and purposefully trying to kill someone as opposed to just, you know, wolfing out every so often.
Oh shit,
As
man!
far
It
as-
just happened. I don't know.
Right.
I just needed to kill.
The moon was in retrograde.
This is why I'm purposefully trying to kill somebody.
As far as
No.
I know, it does not happen randomly. I mean, it might, but I don't think it does.
I hope not.
Now, the dreams, from best I know, it might happen randomly. The dreaming, but I'm pretty sure I have to use my ability at least once for the dream to work. But I don't know yet. It's all very new. I could wolf out now and see what happens.
I don't think that'd be a good idea.
Yeah,
Really
I can
have
play
this
that weird
feeling
song.
That's a bad idea.
and all I can play the weird song.
I'm
Peter's
concerned about that.
song.
It's entirely up to you.
I can play PP song.
Disgusting.
It's Lorelai. What do you
It's
expect?
repulsive. I can't
They all are
believe.
disgusting. Meh.
But
You are very
seriously,
awful disgusting.
if you have any more questions, don't hesitate. I don't want you guys feeling uncomfortable.
I mean, I'm sleeping in a barracks after being charged with a murder I did not even intend to commit, so can't get terribly much more uncomfortable than that.
You could be surprised. Things could be much worse.
I know. I said they can't get terribly much more comfortable. There's uncomfortable. There's still an uncomfortable.
I wonder when our friends are going to be back.
Well, looks around. Any of you guys see my squirrel?
Not yet.
It's only been about 20 to 30 minutes.
Okay.
Who's dying?
Who is sawing?
I think someone's sawing, yeah.
This.
That's coming from you.
Just sound into
She's
the
cutting
mic.
a hole.
She was summoning a demon.
No, she's cutting a hole in her barrel.
How many demons even like this?
Okay, please stop.
Oh,
Thank
God.
Definitely a zipper. Anyway,
I was fairly certain it was a zipper.
That is all for the.
I'm the only one who's supposed to use zippers like that.
I mean, sure.
Welcome to friction.
so about an hour goes by. Retichet does eventually return at the end of the hour.
Hello, squirrel.
Clams its way up into the pouch that you purchased earlier, Ortia.
Well, did you find them? Find them?
You get he gives you kind of the mental image of what he saw, which was the temple, and that's it.
Okay. But you didn't find them?
Nope.
Okay. Well, that was an attempt. As long as you didn't die in the process, it's fine. I will leave him to his pack of snacks.
Sees that he's actually a ghost. And the visions of getting rolled over.
It'd be really,
see
really
that-
hard to run over a squirrel.
Just didn't see that cart coming.
There, as one would
I mean,
say, very squirrely.
Yeah. It's almost like there's a purpose to the word. It means something. Anyway.
Too focused.
focus.
So,
Anyway.
many more hours go by until right around dinner time for those of you back at the barracks. Abyss and Valeria.
Aye.
You've had to probably readjust yourselves once or twice for leg cramps and the like.
Yeah.
You do notice the back door open, and Benjamin steps
Okay.
out.
Oh, fuck.
Closes the door behind him, and heads off.
Into the night.
Into the fray.
Into the afternoon, evening. Nothing.
Should we... I mean, if the Benjamin dude left... Dude's running around to and fro, so there's like one dude left in there.
You also would have noticed
think we can sneak-
Dervin would have come back like 2 more times. But he hasn't been back since the 3rd.
Yeah, I think we can sneak
could go back
around
in
one
there.
dude.
Well,
Let's
are
try
you
getting
ready?
in. Yeah.
You're gonna go to the door?
Yeah.
Okay. Make stealth checks.
This is where it goes terribly wrong.
Okay, so you both get out of your barrels and make your way across the street. You get to the door. What you doing? And
What do I roll to
just
try for the feed tools?
you have a set?
Yeah.
Then if you're not proficient, it would just be dexterity.
Could I give her assistance?
I mean, sure. You could roll again. 12 is not enough.
Okay, let's try the crowbars.
Okay. Make a strength check with advantage. As the both of you are doing this. Alright, you managed to crowbar and the door snaps out of the frame. Or rather, you guys managed to break open the part where the door is actually locked and just pull it open.
Alright.
It was loud.
Let's get in.
People noticed. But the door's open and you're in. So let me just.
Is there anybody in here?
I'll let you know in a second here. Let me just
Pull up the map.
here we go. Boop. Boop. Boop boop bibbity bop.
People from the inside come rushing towards
Valeria,
the mortician. Yay.
fix your health.
What's my health at?
12 out of 20.
Ah.
Which did you add your health when we rolled the increase last?
Yes. I feel. I'll go back and watch the video later.
No, you probably did. You're only a rogue, so. Anyway, so the two of you enter into the back of the temple and see John is at the table and is just staring both of you down as you come inside.
God motherfucking damn it.
Because, again, breaking open the back door, he heard that.
And yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
there is a front door. Steps around
One?
from the other side of the table.
Don't die. Please don't die.
He's holding a very large knife as well as He has hold on. There's a sheet. He has various different tools at the table behind him. You guys gonna say anything?
I did not know there was a front door.
Well, you could have knocked. But instead, you just went straight for the crowbar. I seriously have got to take that thing away.
I need you both to roll initiative. Wow, he got a 1.
I'll take the crap.
Oh, I didn't feel like myself.
Okay, let me make it. Can everybody already see?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, I can
Okay.
see it.
Okay, I'm re-rolling.
22.
Is that the war wizard from Xanathar's?
I don't know. I found the human images that I have available, which is not too many. Okay, so he's currently brandishing a weapon, and he's approaching towards you with it held above his head. What are you doing?
Should we run?
Run?
Should we?
I feel like we should just take him back now. We're already here.
Back?
Yes, I do. I pull out my short bow and do the lethal shot.
A lethal shot? Okay.
Non-lethal.
Non-lethal. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Extra lethal.
I said non-lethal. I don't know if it actually came through the first
It
time.
cut off at the non.
Lethal.
Ah.
The non-bread. 17 hits. You do get sneak attack
Shit.
because you are an assassin. Can you put up the assassination in the chat real quick from your feats and traits? Because I believe you automatically crit.
I think so.
Clicked
Yeah.
on it. Come on. There we
I
go.
mean, it can still be non-lethal.
You have advantage on attacks against any creature that hasn't had a turn yet. So you have advantage, so roll to see if it's 20. Yeah, he's not surprised. But
In addition, any hit you score against a creature that is surprised is a critical hit. Yeah, if he's not surprised, then it's not an auto crit.
yeah, but I need you to roll your short bow one more time to see if you
Okay.
crit.
Probably not.
Nope.
Do you want me to roll that damage?
I do still need you to roll the 2d6.
Okay. Roll.
Okay, another 6. Okay, the arrow sinks into his shoulder, and you see him recoil pretty heavily. You do also see underneath his work clothes, there appears to be some kind of chain. Abyss.
Try to do something I haven't done yet, and I'm gonna use my shifting.
Okay.
So I gain, like, some extra speed for a little bit.
I mean, you didn't really need it, but yeah, okay.
I mean, it helps in case, like, you have to run away and it doesn't provoke opportunity attacks. Also get temporary hit points.
Equal to your level plus your con mod. And because of yours, you get graceful? No. Swift stride. No. Shifting feature. There we go. So as a reaction, you can move up to 10 feet doesn't provoke opportunity attacks. Okay. So you have a 40 movement speed currently.
Okay.
And when he if
go.
he ends his turn next to you, that's when you can use your reaction.
Right. There.
That does not hit. You managed to cut
Damn
through
it.
his work shirt, but underneath you now reveal he's wearing a chain shirt. That brings us to his turn. He's going to take the large, what looks to be a meat cleaver, and he's going to swing it in your direction. Hold on, I gotta real quick. Great.
Oof.
20 definitely hits for 5 slashing damage. And then he attacks again. The Nate does not hit.
Okay, and I move 10 feet.
That's his turn, Valeria.
I step over there and again with my short bow.
That just barely hits. For 4. All right. This.
To throw my trident. Since I am less than 20 feet, it does disadvantage.
I forgot that you had a trident.
Natural 20 definitely hits for 6. Cool.
Since I still have some movement, I'll move a little bit over here.
Okay. He's going to rush Valeria. Natural 20 for 8 damage. And then...
Okay.
All right. Valeria.
Okay. Rapier.
Stabby stabby. That hits. For 9. Nice.
Then I disengage. I might want to measure that. Yes.
All right. Abyss.
Alright, move.
That does not manage to hit. You still have movement. You're going to stay there?
No, I will not.
All right. He does swing at you as you pull away, but a 16
not
does
hit.
not hit. On his turn, he makes it for the door and gets outside. You guys going to chase him?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So you run outside. Hold on. He gets to there, and then out to here. And on your turns, That's... You have 10 more feet of movement. Valeria, you get to... You're at the doorway. So that's you at the doorway.
How much room?
You have 10 more feet when it comes to your turn. And then the rest of
Okay.
your turn.
Okay.
Okay. Do we have to re-roll for initiative?
No.
Okay, I didn't see it up there.
I still have it, so...
Okay. So I get 10 feet remaining?
No. That Abyss has 10 feet remaining. You're out of movement.
Oh.
You're also technically still in the door.
Gotcha.
It's your turn, Valeria. What are you doing?
Oh, I thought she said it was her turn. Okay. So, wait, I'm out of movement, so I can't do anything.
You can dash as a bonus action.
I forgot. Okay, so...
And as a
Dash
note,
to
even
leave.
though they're not appearing, there are people in the streets.
Okay. I move to here then, while yelling stop. I prepare a shot and make sure that I have a clear aim before shooting. Again, non-lethal.
Okay, take your shot. That does not hit. You still have 10 feet of movement.
5, 10.
Abyss, you have 10 feet for left of your regular movement.
Okay. 10 feet.
I agree.
I will use a bonus dash to try to catch up to him.
Okay, so you use your action to dash. And you caught up to him. However, that's your turn. On his turn, he will swing towards you because you're next to him. 24 definitely hits for 6 damage, Abyss. He's going to flee in this direction. You get an attack of opportunity.
Okay.
Nope. Valeria.
Damn it.
I catch up to him and stabby stab with my rapier.
Natural 20 for 9 damage. You get sneak attack because it's a crit? Or no?
Okay.
No.
Okay. I do nothing. Right.
Yeah, you get sneak attack if you have advantage or if someone's next to him. So, no sneak attack.
No sneak attack.
That's your movement, and you still have a bonus action.
I can't do a regular action or prepare another one, so I'm done.
Abyss.
Okay. I'll attack.
All right. That definitely hits for exactly enough damage. Now comes the very important question, Abyss, lethal or non?
She said none.
We have to take him in.
All right. so he goes unconscious.
All right.
All right, let's take him to the barracks.
Okay, so the two of you.
I want to take him into the alley real quick and see if he has a set of keys on him. Like, say we're taking the back way to the barracks.
Okay, so you guys both grab him and start to pick him up, and a number of guards come over and approach you.
Never mind.
Hey, this is the guy we were suspecting.
Okay, suspecting of.
He's the John dude, right? We were
Yes,
expecting.
he's John.
Yeah, he was the one we were
Ron.
expecting that that murdered the innkeeper, the Halia.
Right.
He is the murder of Halia, and also
Do you
with the
have evidence?
We were there. The dude throw her
That's not
into the window.
evidence.
Your testimony has already been accounted for, but if you arrest him now, he'll have to go to trial, and without any evidence, it's hard that it might not stick. We'll take him back to the barracks, but you definitely need to be finding something now.
We were trying to look for the key so we can look inside.
Yeah, I was looking for a set of keys so we can get past the doors on the inside of.
I need you to roll
What was
persuasion.
his persuasion. But what was he? He was in a car.
Valeria rolls persuasion. Okay, if you need his keys, feel free. Investigation check to find the keys. Neither of you managed to find them.
Well, if you happen to find them, if we don't in his working area, could we possibly get those so we can continue our investigation?
Somebody will run him to the temple if we find him, or if you're back at the barracks, then okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
They take him and haul him back, leaving the two
The
of
door's
you.
still open. We can still.
As you look back and the door is still open, it doesn't close on its own.
Let's go investigate, see if we can find any evidence.
Okay.
All right, you guys head back into the back mortician's area of the Raven Queen's temple.
We just. Is there a table or like a desk?
Make a perception check. There's an area that's just filled to the brim with paperwork. It's not quite a desk. It's just like a table and a whole bunch of boxes. You also notice, aside from the general mortician's stuffs, including, coffins, there is a butchery table in the center of the room. There's the furnace on one side, which is large enough to house bodies, and you can already guess that's what they cremate. There are barrels full of sawdust and the like. There are like large glass things containing just looks like an absolute not body parts, organs.
Well, that's what I meant.
Because you rolled a 22, you do notice that there are a few odd jars tucked away in a corner that do appear to contain body parts, eyes and ears especially.
I pull those out.
The jars.
Yeah.
Okay, so you pull out the jars with body parts. You do also notice that near the front of the room is like a a couple of hangers where they keep personal items. On one of those hooks is a set of keys.
Yes.
There are only 3
I
keys
go-
on the ring.
Still, it's something. Just in case something is locked in here.
Okay, so you
I
go and
go and
fetch
grab-
the 3 keys.
I look around to see if there's anything that could possibly be locked.
I mean, the doors can both be locked, the front and the back doors. The furnace also appears to have a lock on it. Like I said, there's no desk or anything in here. Everything's just boxes over at the
No.
table,
No.
which they use as a desk.
Is there any bodies in here?
There's a couple of bodies. They are
It's not being cremated.
no, these bodies are they're currently in open caskets. Partially opened caskets. Sorry. They're well dressed, cleaned. Probably they were the ones being presented today for funeral services. They're all set on 3 individual tables.
Well, he'll be back for these, presumably.
Abyss, what are you looking around for or doing?
I'm trying to look around if we have any evidence of like him attacking the. Well, he was like a huge drunkard, right? Maybe we can find like beer bottles that he was a huge drunkard that would like have him cause these murders.
Great.
Well,
Investigation
he's not,
check
like,
to look around the
thinking-
room for signs of
Bottles.
alcohol.
Wrong one.
Or signs of struggle.
Okay, you start going around the room looking for alcohol in any form. Valeria, while she's taking the time to go around the entire room, what are you doing next?
I'm looking for any signs of struggle, perhaps.
Struggle? I mean, there's literally
Yes.
blood on the floor, but
No,
there's nothing
like-
from your earlier perception check. Nothing looks out of place. Nothing looks disheveled. It doesn't look like there was any kind of a fight in here.
Okay. Is there any empty coffins?
He was also at the tavern getting drunk when he did that, Abyss. What did you say?
Are there any empty coffins?
There's a couple of empty caskets.
Could I scoot those like slyly over by myself?
To where?
Just like beside of it, see if there's anything underneath them, like to the side.
What are you looking for? What are you trying to hope to find?
Either a hidden entrance or something he stuffed somewhere.
Okay, I need an investigation check then. And you will also begin casing the room in that case. Abyss gets done with her investigation first. There are no signs of alcohol in this place. There is something that smells absolutely horrible, but it's sort of like preserving liquid, formaldehyde. And it's coming from the jars with body parts in it. But there aren't any, there's no signs of him drinking on the job.
Are we able to investigate the body parts if there are like anybody of like people?
The jars aren't they aren't like whole body parts. They're individual eyes, some ears, elven ears from the looks of it. There's nothing. There isn't like an entire hand or anything. It's all small bits.
Let's try checking one of the other rooms.
There are 2 doors. One leads to the alley you just came out of, and the other leads into the temple.
Are we able to check the temple?
I mean,
I don't
you
think
can
that
go,
would
you can
be
go
the
into the
best.
temple if you want to, but the acolytes probably won't take well to it.
It's probably not going to the temple.
Maybe not.
What can we unlock with the keys?
Well, it seems like the doors could be locked, and also the furnace.
Neither of you have checked the table containing ridiculous amounts of documents or the boxes that are around
Let's
said
check
table.
the table.
Okay.
That was going to be my next
Go
area.
ahead and roll investigation, Abyss. Cool. Valeria, you get finished searching around the floor and walls for secret exits and the like. You don't find anything of that sort, but you do find one of the bricks in the wall is loose.
That from the wall?
The one of the bricks in the wall is loose.
Yes, can I pry it from the wall?
Yeah, especially if you borrow the crowbar. Manage to wiggle it out, and there's the hole in the wall where the brick was, and you look inside the brick, and there is a pouch and an envelope.
Okay, I hand Abyss the pouch, and I open the envelope.
Okay, so
I'll open the pouch.
you open up the envelope. It's written in a language I don't believe you understand. Yeah, you do not.
I can't quite understand this. Wait. No. Never mind.
Abyss, you look into the pouch, and it's full of coins.
I was going to say I could use that thing, but that's not for this.
It could be. You'd
I
have to
will.
find some blank paper. But I mean, there's a table with a bunch of papers on it.
Well, I walk over to the table and search for blank papers and a writing utensil of some sort.
There's an ink pot and a quill. It's not too hard to eventually find a blank piece of paper. Abyss, inside of the pouch is 5 platinum, 24 gold pieces, and 57 silver.
Okay. The barracks. They might need the funds.
Valeria is also
Or at least
broke.
they can hold it.
So very broke.
Valeria and Lufir are both essentially broke.
I have 9 copper and 5 silver.
But I mean, if you want to give it to the guards, that is entirely your incentive.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Valeria, as
Is there a
as you
roll
finish,
I have to do?
no. So
Okay.
as you finish counting the coins, Abyss, you look over to Valeria, and she's just frantically looking between this page this letter that she's found and the blank page that she's currently scrolling on. About 10 minutes of her frantically looking back and forth go by before she stops. And Valeria, you've been just kind of as far as you're concerned, you've just been staring at this letter nonstop, and your hand is moving without your say so. And you finally snap out of it and look to where your hand is, and there it is, in common, is a letter.
What's the letter say?
It's
Yeah, what's it say?
it's addressed to John, and this letter goes over the money in the pouch is his payment from. I need to pull up my notes. His portion of the earnings from the closed door. It also includes a list of purchases and sales. John had, according to the letter, John had purchased a number of items equivalent to 500 platinum, and he had sold a number of slaves and drugs to equal to 500 platinum plus the money in the pouch.
So he's a drug dealer.
And slave
And
trader.
Slave trader.
He
Well,
also,
that's already in.
among the sales, is also listed certain body parts. And it does list the person who bought the body parts is there's not like an actual name, there's like a moniker. So it says that so in parentheses or next to the body part it would say Sam, and it is signed by a Beldas.
Well,
So we have Beldos, we have evidence that he's a piece of shit. We don't know if he might have murdered. We might have evidence. We're not exactly sure we have evidence that he's a murderer, but we do have evidence that he's a drug dealer and slave trader. I forgot where I was going with this train of thought.
Abyss, you were investigating the table, trying to work around Valeria and accidentally even like bumping into her or anything. She doesn't take any notice. It's like she's completely blanked out during this 10 minutes of scrawling. Going through, it's a lot of death certificates, lots and lots of paperwork of burials, people signing off on cremations, just tons and tons of official paperwork. Unfortunately, you don't find anything beyond that.
Well, we have one piece of evidence, at least. And it's actually quite big.
I would like you to roll an intelligence save for me, Valeria.
This is where I die.
Okay. You feel faint for a moment, but you manage to catch yourself on the table and take some deep breaths. Your vision goes dark, spotty.
Are you alright?
Takes about a minute or so, but you manage to just kind of close your eyes and calm yourself down, and you feel tired, but you're alright.
I'm fine.
You have a little bit of a headache.
Let's continue looking around. Missing anything?
Okay. We can investigate the boxes.
Huh?
The boxes, she said you guys can look into the boxes. If you want to, investigation from both of you. Right on par, Abyss opens up a box and it's more paperwork. Valeria, you pick a box, more paperwork. These ones seem to be bundled as if they're being sent for storage or something.
We could bring these just in case, but...
These are official documents of like death certificates and burial location. This is like
Are
the
there
paperwork.
other boxes?
This is like the paperwork from his job. There are other boxes, but you kind of get the sense that that's probably what's in them is more of these papers.
Mm.
Part of me wants to look in the boxes, but part of me realizes that's probably a waste of time.
You rolled an 8. You wouldn't find anything.
Okay.
Let's roll.
Plus, my head kind of hurts, so.
Okay. Abyss starts investigating the wall. Nothing. You gonna put the brick back, by the way?
Yes.
Okay. Are you guys doing anything else?
Besides taking the original note and then my writings in the pouch,
You don't want to look
No.
around the room anymore?
I mean, we've checked around basically the whole room.
You guys have
I mean,
searched the walls and the floor of the room. Your high perception check allowed you to see some of the more obvious body part jars, but you guys haven't actually looked around the room.
okay, we're gonna do a whole sweep of the room then.
Yeah.
What are you looking for? Or where are you searching? One of the two.
Looking maybe for more body parts or other bricks.
I'm going to go ahead and say no on the bricks.
Okay, so other body parts that could be in jars.
Abyss, what are you looking for?
Probably search any more, like, if there's any.
There's still a
Other
number
evidence.
of jars, and there's still some closed coffins and caskets. There's still some vases. There's a large crate in one of the corners.
Check the crate.
Great. You go over and look inside of the crate, and it is full of vases.
Great.
I need an investigation from you, Valeria, to look for more jars of body parts. You managed to find another one. In total, you have 3 jars. One has eyes, one has ears, and this one that you just found appears to have small bones. There is no formaldehyde in this one.
I'll still put it with the others just in case.
Yeah.
You wouldn't really need to put bones in formaldehyde, though.
I said there wasn't any formaldehyde in this one.
I know.
Because it would be weird. There's probably
Anything else in here?
There's probably not even any water or anything in it. Inside of, I mean, there's the caskets and the other jars and vases around.
All
Some
the
of
helper.
you kind of get the sense that some of these jars are probably just formaldehyde. Some of these vases are probably cremated remains.
I'll
Cremated.
help her
remains.
check some of the coffins that's still closed.
Okay, go over and open a couple of coffins. Empty. 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 You can make an investigation check if you want to check more thoroughly, but as far as you can tell, these are coffins. You're going through. They're like in a pile, so Abyss has to help you like move them. You guys get to the bottom of the pile and open it up, and it's a coffin. Stack it up with the other ones, and wait a minute, Valeria, as you're stacking this last one, there's something on the bottom of the coffin.
We flip it over.
Okay, you flip the coffin over. There's a thunking noise from inside.
Check the thunk.
Is there a hatch on the bottom?
There is.
Is there a keyhole?
No.
Okay, so there's a switch somewhere on this box.
Abyss, you open it up upside down, and you see that the small little padding that the body would lay on has fallen. And on top of it are a bunch of small little pouches. And one small decorative box.
Well, what's in it?
The box is locked. The small pouches, if you want to look into it, you can.
Check the small pouches, and then we'll check the box.
Okay, so you start examining the pouches. Given your somewhat shadier upbringing after you moved out of the woods, Valeria, you recognize a few of these. These drugs. Some of them are drugs. Pretty large quantities.
Well, here's the drugs.
Okay, now we just need to find... Wait, did we already find... I think we already found the slaves.
They haven't opened the box, but I don't know if it could be trapped.
You can check for traps.
I'll check for traps in the box.
Okay, that would be investigation. It does not appear to be trapped.
Is there a keyhole on this one?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try the 3 keys.
They are all too large.
Okay.
I can try the thieves' tools.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing that. But I don't know how well it's going to go.
So Abyss takes the box out of your hand and tries to jig it open with her set of tools. No dice.
Well, I will try.
Okay. Thieves' tools check.
Dex.
Mm-hmm. No dice.
We can at least hand it in for evidence.
Yes, I'm sure they'll be able to pick it.
So you guys have a small decorative box, a coffin full of drugs, 3 jars of body parts, a small note, and a pouch of money. How do you plan to get this all back?
Toss it in the coffin full of drugs.
That'll work for everything, but you'll have to try and keep it balanced. And you probably have to walk around with the coffin open.
You could put it in the barrels, I think.
I mean, we could pile the stuff in the coffin.
You guys hear the back door open.
Quickly look back.
Inside steps Benjamin.
Well, good evening.
You guys are currently over here. Cool. Roll for initiative.
I have a feeling everything we've obtained will be lost.
Depends on how this goes. Nice. So as he enters in, he sees the both of you. He's holding what looks to be a package of food. It seems like he went out to get dinner. Looks up and sees the both of you. Fuck. Drops the food on the ground, pulls out his wand, and then Abyss. You watch as he pulls out his wand. It's your turn.
Okay,
all 3 of you were technically surprised, so 1 round went by and nothing happened.
Shit, my assassination.
Well, it all cancels out, and I don't know.
I am going to go up to him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use infused cold.
All right, go ahead and there should be a box to tick next to that.
Yeah, I put that.
All right. So Valeria, as you're watching, the abyss runs forward, and you know how I described that she has the small strands of white and blue in her hair?
Yes.
You watch as that starts to flare and more of her hair starts to turn blue and white, and as she does this, small little snowflakes start to come out from her blade. Unfortunately, a 7 does not hit.
What?
So you see a small trail of snowflakes that melt very quickly as she charges forward. And now instead of just having these strands of blue and white, the tip of her hair goes from black and fades into a dark blue and then a light blue and then ends in white.
Neat.
Unless you wanted to move or use an action surge, that is your turn, Abyss.
Urge. Let's do it again.
Run it back.
That one hits.
Woo! With
For
the
7 damage. That didn't include the cold.
efficiency bonus, so that's +2. That's 9 damage.
Hold on. Let me add damage modifier field. Fused cold. It's your proficiency bonus, so it's 2. There. Now that works. Okay. So that's 9 damage. He already looks very hurt. He's not super sturdy. Now it's your turn, Valeria.
I move to the side slightly and use for a non-lethal shot.
Okay, so you aim for his legs or his shoulder. That definitely hits. And you get sneak attack on this.
There it is. And damage.
For 20. So here's where things get a little weird. Wait a minute, why is it... Oh, your sneak attack rolled max damage. That's why it says that. Your assassination ability...
What?
Okay, no. No.
I was about to say...
You have advantage, so I need you to roll again real quick.
Wait. What?
Roll again, see if it's a crit. If it's not, then nothing. Yeah, okay. So he goes unconscious. If it were a crit...
Thank God.
If it were a crit, he'd be dead.
That would not be good for us.
Even non-lethal would not have been enough. He would have flat out died if that had been a crit.
Aim for the shoulder, shoots. Well, shit.
I mean, you can die from a shot in the shoulder. So he's unconscious. You guys now have a coffin full of things to take back as evidence.
As well as him.
Yeah. But as you are now at the door, which is still open, you see Cerilius flies in, and behind him is another 3 guards. They collect Benjamin and the casket, and all 6 of you head back to the barracks.
All right, I have the notes in hand, though.
Okay.
I didn't want to throw those into the drugs and, accidentally smoke those,
Drugs.
See, I knew he'd be up for it.
So, after an entire half a day waiting, Martia, Lorelei, and Lufir, some guards come rushing in to the barracks. And
I didn't do it.
Followed shortly later, Abyss and Valeria entered the barracks. As a note, the barracks are not attached to the jail. So the guards that go rushing in are immediately rushing past you guys and going to find Elor.
Well, you two aren't in shackles, so that's gotta be a comfort.
Good day, I take it.
We arrested
Yeah.
2 people.
Ooh.
And found quite a bit of evidence.
Oh, real quick. Investigation, Valeria.
Okay. There it is.
Great. On Benjamin, you find the keyring you're looking for.
Yes. Can I pocket it?
Sleight of
No.
hand.
No, I don't want to pocket it.
Sleight of hand.
Shit. No.
You
I
don't pocket it.
Okay, thank God. No negative.
Which means you now have nothing to turn in to your the person who gave you this job originally.
I know. That's why I need the keys. I was gonna use them on the doors and then like hide them. And then
Well, we'll see how that works out.
I know.
Well,
Know that I say this out of character, not in character, but you could always try and steal them back.
Well, there is a chance that the guards might give them to her. Because she did request them earlier. But we'll see if that ends up happening or not.
I have a feeling it's not.
it cannot.
So,
Because these roll
Oh,
good.
shortly after Abyss and Valeria arrive back, by the by, they do both look a little bloodied. Not significantly, but, it looks like they definitely had a scrape.
they have a few more holes than they left with.
Yeah. There are slashes,
Elor
however.
comes rushing through. And past. He's wearing what could be equivalent of his civilian clothes.
We don't see him in his pajamas.
No. Today
Thankfully.
he was taking today off. And now,
Okay.
because you guys decided not to take the day off, he has work to do.
I mean, we took the most of the day off.
This is true. He had most of his day. He appeared to be in a fall appearance. So
I
he's
can't
definitely
remember if
relaxing
it's-
and chilling today.
Okay.
Fall is the calm, relaxed.
Calm and generous.
Changes to summer immediately.
Unfortunately, no.
But unfortunately.
Yeah, you know how awesome it would be if they could change on a whim? That'd be really overpowered, though.
Isn't summer his pissed mood?
But they come with their own abilities, so changing is important. Unless you're part of the main court, in which case changing is not something you do.
Now, does he control this changing or?
He does.
Okay. I've been wondering that since being introduced to them.
Yeah, they pick which season they represent at the beginning of the day.
I feel the spring coming on.
Winter is coming.
You should really hope not, because winter is depressed and gloomy.
No.
Have a nice fall.
Stop.
Anyway,
Meanwhile,
Elor comes rushing past. Abyss and Valeria probably catch you guys up on what the hell just happened. Valeria, as a note, you still have the notes. Because
Yeah,
you
I need
clearly
to go
said you
turn-
wanted to have them on you.
Yeah, because I wanted to turn them into him.
So, Elor,
Yeah.
do you call for him as he's running past you then?
Yes.
Yes, what is it?
I found this note in.
It's kind of grabs it out of your hands.
I couldn't understand it, so I wrote it down, and I don't know how I did it.
He kind of looks back and forth. You've translated it for us. I will double check to make sure this is correct. Good job. Turns and rushes out. Hey,
Wow.
you got a good job.
Yeah.
That turned out way better than I hoped.
Well, it
Sweet.
is. He was also, fall. So
Well, I meant other things if you guys, like, found evidence and shit.
without any help.
For once.
By the way, just so you're aware, I was not there.
Why not? I thought
Where
you were
were you?
supposed to.
I
Well-
was busy.
With what?
Where were you?
Well, let's just say the guards didn't show up just 'cause.
Oh.
Did they know we were left alone?
I mean, I had to go get the guards, so. Yeah, but that's on me, not you. So, you assumed
What?
I was there.
Why did you have to go get the guards? Does that have something to do with the fact that you guys kind of look a little bloodied?
A little bit.
It was a bit of a fight.
Oh.
You should just be glad I had Dervin arrested before he got back.
Oh, no, I really appreciate that.
Yeah, he's the big one. We had to send a dozen guards after him. But you guys got 2 arrests, and I got 1.
Jesus.
Well, still, congratulations to you. I kind of put my hand up as like a high five. I don't know
Gives
if he
you
does
a
that.
tail 5.
But wait, does this mean we got the other job done?
Well, they'll have to. The trial will be in a couple of days, and if it
They'll
manages
have
to
to go through
stick,
the evidence.
then yes. And given the sheer amount of evidence that I just saw being hauled in, I think it might be enough to at least get him arrested. But I don't know if it'll tie him to the death.
That one will be a hard one to get them convinced to, but
I mean, unless they do that truth thingy.
Well, that's definitely a possibility. But unfortunately, he and the 2 brothers have been known to slip out of that one frequently.
how?
We don't know. It's just kind of like certain magics just don't work on them.
It's oddly strange.
Yeah,
I
you're
wish I was a
telling
character
me.
that understood magic. I wish I was a character that. Damn it. I mean, they're not elven, right?
Nope, they're all humans. And the zone of truth isn't a charm.
So I was gonna double check. That's weird. I'm trying to think of what would cause them to be able to be resistant to that.
Maybe if they go on death row, shit, I lost the word.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, but-
some of you are going to be part of the trial because you guys apparently witnessed the attack.
Mhm.
Yes.
So, I mean,
Something like that.
if you willingly surrender to the zone of truth, it might be decent evidence. But, I mean, usually...
But then you think it would have been decent evidence in the first place.
Yeah, usually it gets dismissed because you guys are convicted criminals.
Well, it's something, I guess.
That's a mood killer.
You might... Maybe we'll go talk to the innkeeper tomorrow and see if she wants to testify too.
Maybe? I mean, at least it's gotta give her some comfort that John and the others finally got arrested. And that something ought to stick to them being arrested at the very least.
Yeah,
Even if it's not to the death.
I just gotta make a low.
Well, you guys still have other jobs to figure out.
Yeah, well, what else do we have besides these? Because I think they only told us of the 2.
Well,
later.
as a reminder, you guys are aware of one of the other ones because you bumped into Bubbles, who had the item stolen from her. There was the theft of one of her items.
And I can't remember if she told us exactly what item.
She did not. She said it was a amber-like orb that contained a spider and its web.
And a spider and its web. Okay.
And then the other 2 cases haven't been given to you yet.
Little less time, please.
I mean, you guys have solved 2 cases. Well, technically, you guys have solved 1 case. But, I mean, one of them will kind of get a resolution within your first week. So, I mean, you're doing pretty good.
Whether it's enough of a resolution.
Even if it doesn't resolve the case itself, it's still a job done. Technically.
Yeah. I just like not to be in jail at some point in time in my life.
I'm sure you'll live long enough. You guys' sentence is technically indeterminate.
I know. Oh. That's why Marty is like, her thought is the more gold stars they get, the sooner they get out. That's her logic. Kind of deal.
Just letting you guys know, once all of these cases are finished, we will probably just do a downtime, and then they'll be done.
Okay. Yay.
Because beyond what's currently these current missions, I haven't planned anything in the city, and I did plan for you guys to get out of the city after hitting a certain level, so.
That's the intent.
No, it's fine.
We're getting the day to eat.
You guys will start getting into your actual real world story eventually. You did get to experience the first part of it, at least.
Schmidge.
Well, I say we're gonna have dinner because you guys probably already ate, and then I gotta go talk to Gail, and you guys. I think some of the guards will probably allow you to go to the jailhouse and talk to the arrested brothers if you want to. I don't know if that's of interest to you or not.
I mean,
don't know.
And
if anybody sees a point.
And you can still go back to the Gregorius guy's house if you want to. But I'm gonna go eat, and then I'm gonna go.
hey.
Who wants to do it in dedication? Go to bed.
It's not quite that early, but you can go to bed if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to do it in interrogation?
Not me. I'm not exactly good at that. I don't know how to interrogate people. I'm sorry. It's not something I'm used to doing.
Does Lorelai want to go interrogate some people?
Oh, God.
No.
That is terrifying.
No.
Intensely playing. I think that's a yes.
I'll go with it.
I shall go as well.
Okay, so Abyss and Valeria probably eat their dinner in the barracks. Valeria takes a bath and goes to bed. Abyss...
No, I thought I was going with.
Oh, okay, so Valeria goes with. Marty is staying behind. Abyss, what are you doing? You going with them to interrogate, or are you going to stay behind?
Not very good at interrogating, so I'll stay behind.
Okay, so Abyss and Marty both get their bath, lighting the fire for the day.
Hey, baths are wonderful.
Lorelai, Lufir, and Valeria, after Valeria finishes eating, you guys head with a guard escort over to the jailhouse, which is suppose, kind of a welcome sight to be here on the better side of the bars.
Yeah.
So you guys are led into, there is like a side room with a glass pane. And you see on the other side of the glass is Allure, and he's currently playing good cop, bad cop by himself with John.
That would make the switching seasons instantly very fucking cool.
It'd be
I'll
really,
forgive
really
you.
scary if you could switch
I'll kill
seasons
you.
right now.
Feel like I can.
There is... You guys also see Cerilius is also in there. Just... It looks like he's just heckling John, just climbing all over him and like smacking him in the face with his tail.
That's his
Just being a
face.
general nuisance. In the room with you, after the guard escort goes back outside, is Gale.
Hello, Gil.
Hello. Good job.
That was Valeria and Abyss.
Good job.
Hello.
I tagged Valeria in the arm with my shoulder.
Thank you.
The drugs you found and the small pouch of gold definitely helps bring down your debt.
Oh, good.
The body
So
parts are
has-
concerning, and while the three of you are here, once the lore is finished, you may go in 2 at a time, please no more than that. And since the body parts have been mentioned, I will let you know one of the other cases that is supposed to be being worked on. There is... It is mostly whispers around town, but given that body parts are on the record that you translated for us, we believe there is a shop somewhere that deals in body parts. And this may come as a little bit of a surprise to you, but there are whispers of people in the lake dragging people down into the lake.
That's lovely.
People who have survived this say that the people dragging them down have strange webbed hands and elven ears, but human faces, and we believe there might be someone doing monstrous experiments.
Nate.
Yes.
Swamp.
Swamp.
Oh, both against home.
Swamp ass thing.
That was a lake.
Fish people. Fish people.
Lake ass thing.
Nate,
Is it like that? And I don't know if this though.
do I have any recollection of what kind of creature he's talking about?
I mean, you got a nature check?
Nature.
I mean, he said specifically that these were humans with non-human features, like stitched on.
Yeah, okay. Nope, not familiar to me.
Metagaming pigeon noises.
Cool, cool.
Cuckoo.
So, has John said anything so far?
No, he's keeping rather quiet. He just kind of refuses to talk.
It's understandable given the crimes.
And doesn't surprise me at all.
If you could, if we can at least manage to get him to admit that he's been working with the Solus brothers, we currently have no evidence to keep them here.
I have a question about methods.
You're not allowed to harm them.
No, not harm. Can I scare him?
I suppose, yes. Be aware that myself and probably Alor will be watching. I'm not sure what he plans to do. It is his day off.
I elbow Lafayette.
What? There's a question.
Just kind of look to the side, not moving my head.
If Alor decides not to stick around, you might find use of your, shall we say, third side.
Oh,
You do recall that Cerilius is my dragon, yes?
that's a fair point. I should have expected that.
And yes, please refrain from, at the very least, please don't undress him.
I will do no such thing. I will not touch him in any way.
A few minutes of watching goes by, and Delore eventually steps out of the room. John is currently manacled to a large stone pillar in the midst of the room instead of, police table.
Where's the girl?
It's just sat there. Delore comes into the room. All right. Have a go if you want. And he
You all done for the day?
steps into the room and takes a seat in a chair. Takes a drink from some coffee.
Who wants to go first? You two? Lorelai? Valeria? Someone just disappeared?
Oh,
There, she's back.
did I disappear?
Yeah.
Yes, for a moment. Valeria, Lorelai, why don't you take a crack at it?
Ronnie, would you like to enter?
I just realized my mic was unmuted and I thought it was muted.
Oh no, you were
All
not.
you did was yawn.
Yeah,
That wasn't me.
sound like it.
Came from your mic.
Mickey, did I yawn?
Yeah. Dumbass.
Maybe.
Anyway, you've been quiet for some time. You want a chance to do some role play?
By yourself?
I guess, Baka.
Oh my god.
Okay. Is somebody going to go in with Lorelai, or would you like her to go and attempt alone?
Alright, Valeria. Have fun.
Oh yes, send the two kinky ladies in.
Hilarious.
get my whip.
kinky?
And
Bar
come
the
on,
fuse
girly,
whip.
as I grab Valeria by the
Can
and
I also
drag her
go
into the
in
room.
with Lafayette?
Oh no,
I mean,
two at
if
a
I
time.
Go
Two
in
at a time.
with Lorelai. Okay.
There's no limit on how many times you're allowed to go in. Just two at a time.
Okay. I'll go in.
All right. So you and
Whoa.
Lorelai enter, and he's not currently looking up. He's just kind of staring at the chains that are on him.
Boy, it's a southern interrogation.
Yeah, right.
Shut up.
Yeah, I know.
Decide how to do this.
Just do
I've been waiting.
something.
Yeah, I've been waiting for you.
Please stop. The chains are intimidating.
Okay. So for the next minute, you have advantage on charisma checks.
Uh-huh. Actually, I was just trying to read that song.
Oh,
I was
Yeah,
gonna
give me a
say-
moment.
I
I'm
was
trying
gonna
to
say,
read
I mean,
between
yeah,
which
this
one.
would kind of be the situation if you wanted to use it. He will become aggressive at the end of the minute, though.
Well, that's fine as long as I can get a minute of him hearing it. Finding failed. You can throw this charm until the end. Up to it, the charmed creature. Okay, well I have two different options. I can either use the charmed person or I can use the friends one. But charmed person's a lot more risky, I think.
I'd say friends is generally more risky.
Charm person has less downsides,
Mhm.
and it also
And it
lasts
lasts
longer.
Mhm.
However, he doesn't get a saving throw against friends.
And
Sure.
see, that's where I want to. That's what I don't want to know if I want to risk it or not. Must make a wisdom advantage, or your
which one do you only get 10 minutes with, or a minute with? I bet.
friends. Now, I could maybe, Nate, cast friends and then charm person. Does that work?
It wouldn't help you, but you could.
Like, not at the same time. Like, I mean, if friends was past the minute on friends, I could charm him, right? Or does that not work?
I believe the wording of charm person says something about if they're hostile.
It doesn't. It isn't hostile. Okay, yeah, no. If a creature you choose that isn't hostile towards you. Okay, yeah, there it is. I didn't see that. Oh man, I don't know which one to do. I have a minute to charm him and tell him, or I can risk it for an hour.
You can
I
use
asked
you can
the
use
crowd.
charm person on him, but he'll have advantage on the save.
I asked the crowd.
I mean,
Or I'd like to
Valeria's
phone
the
a
only.
friend.
Oh, before you go in, you're gonna ask.
Yes, I'm gonna phone a friend because I have no idea what to say or anything.
I mean, just do what feels natural to you.
Gale pops up. We just need him to admit that he's been working with the Solus brothers,
Okay.
and we need him to admit that he works with them in this context of the drugs and the slavery.
Okay. So you just want me to convince him to spill beans about drugging people as slaves?
Well, pick your poison, mistress. I say it sarcastically.
I down a bottle of beer and walk in there.
Lorelei downs an invisible bottle of beer and walks in.
Need that motivation, bro. Need that motivation.
Liquid courage.
There you
Liquid
go.
courage.
Imaginary liquid
courage.
courage.
Hold on. I'll get my liquid courage.
Now's not the well, technically speaking, during Dungeons and Dragons is the best time to drink, but
It's only a bottle.
Alright, so
Oh.
alright, so Lorelei and
Excuse me.
Valeria enter in. What you doing? You gonna cast a spell at him?
well, is he paying attention to us?
He's not looking at you.
He is not looking at us. Okay. Can he actually reach the cage at any point?
There is no cage.
He's
She's manacled,
manacled
to
to
the
the stone pillar in the center of the room. And he has a chair.
Okay, so there's nothing but a stone pillar in the room.
It's very reminiscent to modern day the holding cell for interrogations, where he has a small, like, he can move his hands,
Desk table.
but
Okay.
he's chained to the table equivalent.
Okay, so there's something in the room that we can use.
Unless he breaks the chains, he cannot physically reach you.
Perfect. Okay, I just want to make sure because I want to plot this to be... Because I gotta do this the way I do it. So I'm gonna grab Valeria, and I'm going to throw her in what I'm assuming there's a chair in front of us.
There are a few chairs in the corners of the room. You can move them.
Perfect. Then I will take the chair and put it within a reasonable distance away from this guy,
Okay.
and then throw Valeria into the chair.
Okay.
Just shut
So
up and work with.
there's kind
I'm
of a
trying to
clank
make this-
noise as Valeria is forcibly put into this chair, confused.
What are you doing?
Just shut up. I need something to rest on, and I proceed to just plop my arms on Valeria's chest and shoulders and rest my head on her head.
Okay, that's better than what I thought you were going for.
Yeah, my mistake. I was trying to say on the shoulders.
Come
my
from
character
behind
may
her
be
and
kinky,
grab
but
her
I'm not that
boobs.
kinky. No, I
Okay,
need
so
something to rest on.
You put your hands on her shoulders and rest your head on her head.
Okay, so what is this guy's name again that I'm interrogating?
John.
John
Oh.
Higsley.
Really? Such a boring name.
He's a
John.
human.
John! And he's a human, and now you tell me he's a human. I forgot he's a human. Oh, sweet Jesus. This
What
is
you
change
doing?
everything. Trying not to kill him at this point. Okay, fuck it. You know what, charm person? What was it? Friend him. Just friend him right off the bat because he's a human, and I'm probably gonna kill him.
You're gonna use friends? Okay.
Yeah, I'm just immediately.
So you cast the spell.
Okay, so the spell is cast, and I had the quick point of A, referring to him confessing about drugs and the dead people.
No,
No.
he needs to confess that
He was working with the brothers.
doing those
Okay.
things, working with them.
So really quickly, I'm going to talk to him. John, we have... Oh my god, I forgot what I was going to word it like.
Is it actually going to be a minute, Nate?
He has a
in-game-
minute.
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure out how to even word what I was going to say. I'm zoning out now.
Oh my god.
We're fucked.
Yeah, we're fucked.
I'm putting pressure on Valeria. Get her to say something, because it is a human, and I am very visibly agitated at this point.
Listen, I don't... What am I supposed to do? You just kind of threw me in this chair. Listen, have you been working with the brothers?
John, have you been working with the brothers?
Persuasion
Killing and
check
drugs.
from Valeria and persuasion check from Lorelei with advantage.
Shit. Here we go.
Okay.
Okay, so he looks up towards both of you, and then stands up and strains the chain and tries to reach towards you. You bitch! Your minute is passed.
Yeah.
Son of a
It
biscuit.
took too long.
Hmm.
Kind of
you
realizes he
fucked
can't
up.
reach towards either of you, and he's just standing there angrily, just pulling at the chain.
Was there no point for them to roll at all?
If Ronnie had been faster with his roll.
Yeah,
Hold
would've been
on.
great.
Well, he's angry, and he said you bitch.
Yes.
Hmm.
Because that's the point. Is friends, you become hostile immediately after.
Well-
So I wonder if there's a point.
Well, now he's angry, which makes me
Now he gets
Allowed to hurt them.
advantage. No, you're not allowed to hurt them.
Nate, is this true? We're not allowed to hurt him?
I mean,
That's what they said.
They're Lore and Gale are both watching you right now.
Fuck. So I can't accidentally use my...
There's no such thing as accidentally casting a spell.
Just
You
whoops, my
cannot,
hands
you
slipped.
can't even make it look like an accident. It is impossible.
So if I were to insult him for calling me a bitch and quote-unquote use vicious mockery, would it be visible
It
that
would,
I had
it
cast
would
the
be
spell?
visible.
Son of a bitch.
All you'd really do is knock him unconscious anyway if he failed to save. He wouldn't die. Because there is a healer within Very immediate distance.
Well, I'm not trying to hurt him. He just insulted me, and he's a human, and you're a filthy human.
If you want to insult him, you can.
Oh, by all means, please, you filthy human pig in chains where you belong.
You call him a
What
pig.
is
You
this
call him a
going to-
pig in chains.
Yeah,
Roll a
Towards his
D100.
Oh
Oh,
no.
Lord.
Oh my god.
I smell bad things.
oh,
I'm
very
going to
bad things.
die.
I'm gonna sing.
I'm going to die.
No, don't worry, nothing's gonna happen.
We sure about that?
Nothing
See?
happens.
Oh, thank God.
I told you. Well, I guess we have no other choice. I guess I will attempt to charm him then.
Okay, so you cast Charm Person. Use advantage on his save. What's the save?
It's a save.
Hold
Wisdom.
on, let me just put it up there for you. Oh,
Whatever it is, he makes it.
it is. Oh my God! Stop. La, la, la.
I wish
Oh my
they
God.
sold these
Wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
at my store.
So I have to- When you
5.
cast a spell using a spell slot at second or higher, you can target one additional creature.
Yeah.
Target. Okay, yeah. Point. I thought I would get something cooler. Alright, so where is my... Oh my God. Charm!
What's your DC?
Mine?
Mm-hmm.
14?
Okay.
Wait. No, that's my armor class. Wait, what DC are you looking for?
Go to your spells page, and up at the top it
Okay.
should say Save DC.
15.
Okay. He does not seem to be under the effects.
Hmm.
He has sat back down in his chair, though. He's red in the face.
So, I repeat the question. Were you working with the brothers?
Fuck off.
You hit a nerve.
Listen here, you swine. I really suggest you talk, because you're not going anywhere else. So, we can play this then. Can be nice. Or they'll probably kick your butt. Did that come through, or did I cut out again?
I came through.
Okay.
He goes back to staring at the rock pillar that he's chained to.
I ran out of ideas.
I mean, I could torture him. That'd be fun.
We can't.
Oh, I know. I pull out the flute.
Mm-hmm.
John, do you know what is that little pip guy called again?
Oh
The
God.
one...
What are you about to play?
You gonna play Peter's song?
I'm trying, and out of character, I am trying to make it seem worse than what it actually is.
But you're gonna play Peter's song.
No, I'm not gonna play it yet, but I'm gonna make it seem like I'm going to play something that will probably blow his head up.
Okay, so roll deception.
Oh, wow. That was an advantage. Do I re-roll?
Nope, it's a 1.
Okay.
He spits in your direction.
I calmly sit down for a moment, and I immediately
Sit down
try
where
to
on my
charge...
lap?
There's another
Or my
chair.
head.
There's another chair.
I sit down next to you as I immediately try to get up and claw at his throat in anger. You filthy human pig piece of
Do you have long hair?
It's in a ponytail.
Well, I pull you back down to your seat by your ponytail.
I continue to try to charge as I flail my arms and legs at him and throwing a slew of curse words in his general direction.
Roll a d100. Also, I need both of you to make athletics checks. Or Lorelei, you can alternatively roll acrobatics, your choice. You have to beat a 19.
I have a higher chance with acrobatics, so.
Okay, Valeria successfully keeps you planted in your chair.
Because
Now
I did
roll a
not want to attack
d100.
him.
Okay,
Ooh.
noted. What kind of curse words? Just expletives?
I am lagging like crazy. What is
Hold
going
on a second.
I'm also one barring. There
I'm
we
still
go.
only at
That's
one
much
more.
better. I left and came back and back down to 1. Cool. Let's I'm gonna migrate the server here real quick.
Oh, that's a little bit better.
Hello? Can you
Hi.
hear me?
Oh, whoa.
Ah,
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, that is
much
much better.
And crap. Okay.
They might be working on the server.
Mm.
Well, we just went from central to east, so connection
Yeah,
might
well, that made it a
change
lot more
little.
stable for me.
Yeah, same here.
Yep.
Weird. Anyway,
Yep.
so expletives, calling him a pig and filth. Anything else? Anything that you haven't already called him?
A dickless coward?
Oops. Okay. I mean, you're cursing at him and calling him all these names. He's still somewhat red in the face, but he's starting to calm down more. There's a knock at the window.
What? Okay.
You look back and you see that Gale is kind of giving you both a motion to move along.
Move. Oh,
Yes, to continue the investigation.
No,
Oh.
move along. He's giving you like a wave to like leave the room.
Oh.
Ooh. Now the fun stuff begins, John. Pig. And we leave.
Yeah, wonderful. That was awful. You got more angry than he did.
I expected something completely different, but I'm glad it didn't happen.
I expected something completely different, but then I realized, never mind. I just storm out of the room.
Okay.
Oh, I play my flute very poorly as I storm away. I'm just standing, just very angry, blowing really hard into the flute.
Angry tooting.
Just go outside if you're
And
going to
you're
do
out of
that.
loot.
Dude.
Angry Doots. So Lorelei excuses herself and a guard escorts Lorelei back to the barracks.
Dude.
God.
Laura's got like his face in his hands, and he just, I'm leaving.
Dude.
I don't blame you.
He leaves and heads back.
So, my turn.
Don't hurt him.
Should I
No hurt.
stay in here or?
I would appreciate if you came with me. At least stay in the corner, someone.
Do you happen
One-
to have a leash and collar by chance?
I would not allow that. That is very rude. I'm pretty sure it's been done before. I don't want it to do it again.
I don't even want to know. Like, just go.
And I hand Gale my whip, just in case.
Right. Okay.
And I go ahead and enter the door.
Okay, you enter into the room. Are you going with him, Valeria?
Yes, I'm going with him.
Alright. So you both enter into the room. John looks up, just kind of spits in your direction, Valeria.
Oh, whatever.
I see you're going to be rude right off the bat. I'm going to give you one chance to answer the questions.
I have a bad feeling about this.
No? Yes?
No response.
I tell Valeria to stay in the corner. And I just break out the transformation.
Okay. So Lufier once again, this time in front of Gale, starts to shift in form. His legs bend backwards and grows slightly longer, and hair covers his body, and shoulders get a little broader and larger until he's standing an entire foot taller and covered in fur. Make an intimidation check.
Oh, but I'm horrible
with
at that.
advantage.
Oh, okay. That
I'm okay with that. Yay.
that I can do.
Let's hear it.
Advantage intimidation.
Okay.
Oh,
He looks very freaked out.
I was gonna take a slow step toward him. I can still talk in this form, so I'm waiting to see what the reaction's gonna be as I approach him.
He definitely looks startled, but he's not really giving you much response.
I'm still very much in control of this situation. But I'm not really patient. So please, answer the questions.
About how close to him are you?
About 6 feet.
Okay. He's not
Nothing.
really responding, no.
What's around in the room?
Couple chairs, Valeria.
I'll let this strike out of the chairs.
Okay, so you attack one of the chairs. Roll an attack.
Unarmed?
Mm-hmm.
Breaking the chair.
Roll damage. You break the chair. Make another intimidation check this time. No advantage, though.
Oh, it's going to be poop.
It's going to be another 12.
No, it's going to be worse. I have a -1 on my charisma.
No,
it's okay.
What's your strength modifier?
+2.
1.
Plus
Shit.
1. Okay, so that's a 16. Because you are using your physicality to intimidate him, I'm allowing you to use your strength for that intimidation roll. So he kind of jumps a little bit, but he's just keeping his mouth shut.
I'm going to circle around him to go behind him.
Okay, you'll have to get within 5 feet of him if you want to do that. I mean, if you're behind him, he still can't reach you.
Yeah, I'm going to go behind him.
Okay.
Maybe breathe down his neck.
No. I have an idea.
Kind of circle around him.
Jump over him if the room is large enough.
How long does your transformation last?
Up to 1 minute, I believe. Hang on, let me look.
1 minute?
No, it's more than that.
I was about to say.
10 minutes.
Okay.
But I can deactivate it, I believe, anytime I want.
So you circle around him.
Alright. I don't want to get close enough for like a headbutt range, but I want to be able to like get close enough and just kind of growl in his ear.
You're gonna have to get within headbutt range if you want to do that.
I don't want to do it. No, I ain't gonna do that. I don't want to risk getting hit and losing control. But I'm gonna speak to him right behind his, like right in his ear area. I don't want to get that close, but I want to speak close enough where you can really hear me. That
I mean, you could just fucking boom your voice.
can I? No, do that.
Just fucking start yelling in here.
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing that. I'm running out of chairs to hit. So why don't we have a little chat? And you tell me what I want to know.
Another intimidation check.
It's gonna go so bad. I'm just waiting for the
Stop
negative one.
saying that,
See?
motherfucker! You keep calling on the bad rolls.
You're nothing.
Says the one tied up in chains. Things can get much worse for you. I don't want to drag one of my claws down. He's on a pillar.
He's in a chair tied to a pillar in the middle of the room.
I want to just slide one claw down the pillar, try to like just move some rock or disturb it as much as I can.
I mean, it's a solid stone thing. It's not.
Okay. Yeah, well, it's still claws.
I mean,
Just don't make
you're
noise.
just.
Yeah, just scraping one claw down next to him, or past his head at least.
Mm.
Doing the intimidation.
At this point, no.
Is there another chair in the room?
Valeria is sitting in it.
I just stand up, grab it, and toss it towards him.
I want to hit it.
Okay, make another attack. That hits. You smash the other chair.
That could be your head.
I'm starting to lose my patience, John.
Intimidation.
From who?
From him with no advantage. He's already failed too many times. Yeah.
What are you working with the brothers, John?
He spits at you.
I just give a slight look toward the window. And I hold up
You
one.
see Gale. He gives you a motion, like a slit across the neck. And you see after he does that, he starts to go towards the door.
Yep. I had a feeling that was gonna happen.
Wait, toward the door leaving that room? Or
Leaving
toward...
that room.
Oh.
Because he has to leave that room to come around.
Okay. I back toward the door and start ending the transformation.
Okay, you change back. Gale opens up the door. Hands you your whip back.
I crack the whip at John's feet.
Snaps on the floor next to him. Gale comes over, gets behind him, pulls out a dagger, and jams it into the back of John's back.
Whoa. Okay.
And you said that I couldn't hurt him.
I could get behind this.
Because it's the last ditch effort, and he starts twisting it. And then, leaving the dagger in, you see Gale starts to cast a spell. And John, who was on the edge of death, just... And Gale goes and starts casting the spell again.
I could have easily stuck a claw on him.
Yes, well, you two are done. And Ceruleus comes into the room.
Hello, duck.
And- No. He's not a duck.
He was a duck when we met him, so
It's always going to be duck to me.
Let's see. So, Cerilius comes into the room, and you watch as this one singular fairy dragon turns into 12.
oh crap.
Valeria, did we take any drugs?
No.
He-
Just keep
they're,
watching.
they're all different colors, but they all appear to be roughly the same appearance as Cerilius and size.
It's so beautiful.
Last chance, John. Spill it. And John coughs up just a large amount of blood as Gale is barely keeping him alive by casting healing spells. Gale removes the dagger. John spits up a little bit more blood. Fuck you.
I can transform one more time, if need be.
You're nothing. Beldas is going to come for me, and he's going to come for you.
Ooh. Did you get that name?
John stands up in his chair and attempts to break out of his chains. Just clanging them over and over again. You can see the blood coming from his wrists as he's trying to break the
I don't
manacles.
think that's going to work.
Can I just act like I'll shoot an arrow at him? Just have it knocked and pulled back, but not actually do it?
You hear some strange whispering noises from Cerilius, and John goes unconscious. Well, if Cerilius and I can't even intimidate him, then probably wasn't going to work.
We give it a shot.
You see he
Yeah,
cleans his
duke it
dagger
out.
and puts it away.
I apologize for breaking your chairs.
They're just wooden chairs. I'm sure we'll get more. Great. Well, that's him done. We'll try and Cerilius and I will take Benjamin and Dervin tomorrow, and we're going to string John up upside down and see if he prefers talking after his blood's gone to his head.
You need
No,
help
that's
with the
already
other?
kind of happened.
For sure.
Yes, well, he'll be
For sure.
much more red in the face by come tomorrow, and possibly even blue. We'll see.
I'd love
You
to
need-
see it.
Do you need help with the other two?
No.
I don't think they're gonna let us do any interrogations ever again.
I had fun.
It's
It
less
was a good time.
interrogation now and just more torture.
I don't know if I get behind that, but I don't see why not.
Don't worry. It's my job.
You get to have all the fun.
Alright.
Right.
Let's get you back to the barracks, and I'll let the guards know to take him to his fun time chamber.
Happy fun time.
Happy joy, happy joy.
Gale escorts you back to the barracks. John is escorted to a special room in the back of the jailhouse. And you guys all probably all taking a bath. Head to bed.
Yeah.
Go to sleep. I need a wisdom save from you, Lufir.
Oh, right for the night, yes.
Okay.
Oh.
So you have a very similar dream, except this time
He eats
You
his
imagine-
mattress.
you're imagining that you're hunting down John.
Oh, Lord.
You see
Oh,
yourself
Lordy.
ripping into him and just taking his entire head off.
Oh dear. Oh no. Oh no.
Morning time
Do
comes
any of us
around.
wake up to any of this?
Maybe. All of you roll perception at disadvantage.
Oh lord.
Fine. Including the squirrel?
No.
Okay. Just double checking.
Wait,
Perception at disadvantage. Okay, 14, 14, 12, 11. You cannot guide yourself, so it's an 8.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I did not realize I still had that on.
Okay.
That's fine.
For the sake of this, I'm
going
going to say that no, none of you wake up during whatever Lufier is going through.
Fair.
Lufier,
Aye.
after your usual 4 hours of sleep, you awake. You're in John's chamber.
Oh, shit.
You're on the floor, covered in blood,
Oh, shit.
no clothes.
Oh, no. Oh,
Did I
no.
eat the pillow?
going.
You see John covered in cuts and scrapes and claw marks, still breathing.
Oh, good.
You monster.
This says the man chained up.
There's some very labored breathing coming from him. And you see FB sat in a chair on the opposite side of the room. There is an elven man in black clothes, just sat, just got a big old smile on his face.
Do I know you?
No.
I don't think you're supposed to be here, are you?
You're the one who's not supposed to be here.
Am I in trouble?
Do it again.
What?
Kill him again.
I don't want to.
And the elf stands up and approaches you, puts a hand on your shoulder, and that kind of helps you up. Do it again, and I'll give you some new clothes, and I won't tell anyone you were here.
I don't know if I can.
Just don't take his head off.
I don't have much of a choice here, do I?
No.
And if I can, then I'll do it again.
You use up one of your shifts for the day and take your form again and rip into him as much as you like until he does eventually stop breathing. Good. Good job. The strange elf gives you a pair of clothes, helps you get the blood off of yourself.
I'm going back to the barracks now.
Go get some breakfast. Coffee should probably help.
I don't feel like eating. I think I've had more than enough.
Little weak in the stomach. It's fine. You did good.
I feel as if I've ate something foul.
You watch as he puts his hand onto John's face, and John... Enough! Enough! You see that there's something off about John's face. His face looks gaunt. And you look at his body and you see that he's a lot slimmer than he was yesterday.
Who are you?
Me? I'm the
Yes.
torturer.
No.
It's my job to do the dirty work. Gale
Gale sent
helps. I'm the actual torturer. I do the things that no one else can. I'm the one who brings them back from the dead. He slaps John in the face. And as he does, you see his black cloak kind of falls away for a moment, and you see the features of an elf, but they are skin tight against bone, no muscle. And turning around and facing you with a smile on his face is an elven wraith.
Ah.
That weak constitution means you're still mortal.
Well, I never claimed to be otherwise.
That thing in you isn't. Not entirely.
The thing's very new.
Well, your help is appreciated. It seems like I might get what we need out of him after all.
And I would like to say that I'm glad that I helped, but I don't know if I am yet. I have to go. I can't do this right now.
You leave and head back to the barrack, and it's a weird trip as you have to make your way partly across town a little. You arrive back, and one of the guards is, "Hey, where were you?"
I don't even know where I am right now.
Right.
I just want to go back to bed.
I mean, we're elves. We don't sleep.
I assume I have an exhaustion point,
You do.
and I am tired. I look the guard dead in the eyes. I'm exhausted.
Head inside, I guess.
Do I meet up with the rest of the group?
They're still asleep, but yeah.
Oh, good.
Your bed looks fine.
I have a pillow? No pillow.
There's a pillow.
Oh,
The pillow that you stole from another bed is still there.
Crawl into bed and try to rest as much as I can.
Okay, it's a waking rest, but you kind of wait there, and everybody else eventually wakes up. Lufir is once again in different clothes than he went to bed in. You do notice, Lufir, the clothes that you went to sleep in are on the floor.
I figured.
They are not
guess.
destroyed.
Oh.
So you
I
could
turn
have
and look at him,
technically changed.
Yeah.
and I go, "Let me guess, you ate the pillow again."
And I grab the pillow and hold it up quietly.
Still
Why
intact.
are you in different clothing, though?
I really don't want to discuss it.
Later, perhaps.
Well, comfort, you didn't eat the pillow this time, so you won't have indigestion today.
How about we go get some actual food then?
It's been about 3 hours at this point, Lufir.
I really don't know if I can eat, but let's go.
You feel like you really need to go to the bathroom, actually.
I gotta go poop.
I must do the poop.
It's the pillow. It's come back for vengeance.
Yeah. You finally passed the pillow.
Is it Lydia's revenge?
Oh,
No. He passes the pillow.
it's so fluffy.
I'm gonna die!
Literally. Ah.
Let's take him a flush.
After you guys head to the breakfast hall, Lufir Gale approaches you, puts a hand on your shoulder, and kind of pulls you aside for a bit.
I'm sorry.
I'm not going to ask why, because from what I've been told by him, you didn't seem awake or in control.
Apparently I'm not. I'm starting to think that I have a lot more to worry about every time I use this ability.
Well, he did tell us a little more.
Icky.
He
Please
admitted
fucking
he
read
admitted to the brothers, so that's good.
It's so cute.
However, he also informed us of what exactly the closed doors are.
What?
I'm going to
Oh.
have to be sending all of you somewhere today. It's probably best that you we'll be moving you to a different room tonight.
I understand.
And please don't say anything about my
Yes, no, I understand. I will not say a word.
appreciated. And as such, we've overlooked the fact that you were out last night.
Again, I have no control over this yet.
Well, for what it's worth, it was a horrible action, but it did do some good.
I mean, he's a horrible person. He deserves it.
Yes, but he informed me of how unwilling you seemed, and I understand that unwillingness. I have never gone to such lengths before myself, and I am sorry. He
Yes.
is a little hard to deal with sometimes, which is why I usually do most of my job as a guard and not in those chambers.
I understand. I will ask that I possibly have a change of clothes for the night.
Yes, we'll have a change of clothes prepared if you need it.
And you said I'll be put in a different room,
Yes.
away from my friends.
I'm not that far. You'll be just one room over.
I am worried more about their safety than anything else.
Understood.
All
Anyway, he leads you back towards the table. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
I
Morning.
have work for you.
Of course you do.
Yes, your next case. Normally we would give you time off, but unfortunately we were just given a very valuable hint. So he sets down a case file. The disappeared store case. There was an entire building that disappeared. And thanks to John and his time in the torture room last night, we understand a little bit of where it has gone and what is currently in its place. So, on the eastern side of town, you will find an empty lot. Underneath this empty lot, in the sewers, is the closed door. And within the closed door, you will find a number of illegal substances. We've already sent the guards to start collecting it, but we're hoping that you'll start to find the trail of the person John apparently works for. His name is Baldasamet.
That is quite the name.
Yes?
Spell that, please.
Hold on.
Baldas.
From what John has said, he is the devil.
Oh.
Yes. And he apparently is the one who runs the underground portion of this CD businesses. He is responsible for all of your current investigations. However, the disappeared store is the one that we need the most answers to, as it is an entire building that disappeared in a single moment.
So something definitely magical of nature.
We believe that the devil will probably have the answer. If you do not manage to find anything within the closed doors, there are the other 2 investigations as well, and he sets down 2 more case files. There is a theft of an enchanted orb, which will hopefully be within the closed door, but if it is not, you will need to look for it. And the last case is the one I mentioned yesterday, the place where someone is stitching together parts onto thieves and rogues and slavers and the like. So these are your 3 current cases. Good luck. I have to go.
Okay.
Cerilius
Thank you.
will accompany you.
All right.
Hello, Cerilius.
Hi.
Hello, Doc.
Quack.
Ready for another day of fun?
I blanked for a second, plus I had a small screaming child for a minute. Did he mention the people getting attacked by underwater beings or dragged down?
That
Yes.
was yesterday.
I know, I wasn't there yesterday when he mentioned it. I was
So,
just making sure. I was asking if he just mentioned it now.
Lorelei probably would have told you after she got back.
Okay. I was gonna ask, Cerilius, about that whole people disappearing at the lake thing?
Yeah.
Did anybody find the people again? Because, I mean, my dad apparently went missing by the lake, so he walked in it. I don't know if it's the same thing.
Your dad had something to do with the people that stole the glove, the gauntlet things.
Okay.
I hope they're not in league. That'd be weird.
I mean,
some of the stolen people were found. A few of them were in the cages. The little girl that you guys saved was one of those. There were a few in the body pit that were taken as well. And as a note, some of the body parts were missing from the people that were taken. In particular, there were some lizard folks' bodies, and they're missing their hands and feet.
totally not Oathkin's great grand lizard.
On the northern side.
Other side of the
northern
world.
side, yeah. Hey,
Different universe. This is an alternate timeline.
I thought this was still the same universe, just different time.
Same world, different timeline.
Yeah.
Because
That's why I say
certain
great thing.
certain events are going to occur. Well, certain events might occur that might change things. So
Dun, dun.
entirely depends on how long this campaign goes.
Oh, lordy.
But
All right, then.
with you guys set on your new direction to go investigate the closed door and the lot where the building disappeared, that is where we will end tonight's session, since Ronnie has to get to sleep.
Well then, that was an interesting session.
I'm glad everything went well after that long period of silence.
I know.
What, 2 hours?
It was only an hour.
What happened?
We're done.
What period of silence? I mean,
The
Very
beginning. With me
Yeah,
and
just-
When I took my nap.
Basically, I was trying to figure out what the fuck we were going to do. Feel a little better that my plan did not go